now, from the makers of cold water Omo.
On a fine autumn morning in early October, the main thoroughfare of St. Catherine's, Suffolk, was unusually busy. A constant stream of traffic surged forward. Errand boys on bicycles swung in and out among delivery vans, farmers in lorries, businessmen in cars. In the middle of all this confusion sat a large, shining Bentley. It was rather conspicuous, but the occupants didn't appear to worry much. Behind the wheel sat John Steed, bowler at a jaunty angle and a well-manicured hand resting on the steering wheel. Beside him, carefully dressed in a tweed two-piece suit and looking extremely efficient, sat Mrs. Peel. Steed whistled tunelessly.
What a pretty little place.
Can't see much of it from this angle. It's not so little either.
Shall we be staying long?
I hope not.
Oh, be rather nice. I think I'd like a whole weekend here. Put up at one of those country inns. Lots of healthy walks in the rain, evenings spent in front of the open fire. Bed early, reading a harmless novel, that sort of thing. No chance?
No chance.
Then what exactly are we doing here?
Spy catching, Mrs. Beale. The appointment is for 12 noon. Unless we get out of this darn traffic soon, it'll be too late. Jimmy Merlin is never late. I only wish he were. I only wish he was the late Jimmy Merlin.
The Avengers. John Steed and Emma Peel, The Avengers.
John Steed managed eventually to find a suitable parking spot, and with the hands of the parish clock pointing to 11:45, hurried Mrs. Peel along a cobbled street and into a large red brick building. From the various plaques and brass notices outside, it was clear that it housed a number of offices belonging to small business concerns. Steed let himself into an office on the second floor, marked the Poston Trading Company. Judging from the various articles, such as crates of toys, fishing tackle, electrical appliances, and gardening equipment, the Poston Trading Co. dealt in practically everything. Steed placed a small briefcase on a garden bench and moved swiftly to the window.
What a curiously jumbled place for a rendezvous.
No one else is likely to look for us here. It's neutral ground.
It's no ground at all. Not much carpet either. What makes you think that this Jimmy Merlin will turn up? Why are you so sure?
Money. Jimmy Merlin would sell his own aged grandmother if the price were right.
Well, if she's that old, I shouldn't think he'd get many offers.
He'll come. I've baited the trap well enough.
Speaking of bait...
Mrs. Peel removed a large fishing rod with villainous-looking hooks from an easy chair and collapsed into it.
Jimmy Merlin worked for us once, didn't he?
Us, them, they, practically anyone you can name. Whoever's willing to pay his price.
A double agent?
Multi-quadruple would be more accurate. The artiste superior of the double-double-double cross. But this time we've got him. I've waited so long for this meeting, I've got him at last.
If he shows up.
He's showing up.
Steed looked from the window down into the street. Walking on the pavement on the opposite side was a tall, athletic figure, immaculately dressed in a country suit and a green felt hat and walking stick. Without a glance upwards, he crossed at the traffic lights and made his way towards the building.
Jimmy Merlin, all right.
Steed left the window and moved swiftly to the bench where he'd placed his briefcase. Opening it, he removed a revolver and hastily checked it.
Firearms? That's not like you, Steed. Most unusual.
Well, this is a very unusual case. One doesn't take chances with Merlin. Not one. He's as devious, tricky, and cunning as anyone you'll ever meet. And dangerous. Deadly dangerous.
Any particular part that I should play?
Just play it cool and watch him all the time. Don't underestimate him as a killer, and don't be taken in by his particular brand of charm. Shh. This must be him now.
Who's he expecting to meet?
One of them.
To do a deal?
That's right.
What kind of a deal?
The footsteps stopped outside the door. The silhouette of a man appeared against the opaque glass panel. There was a pause and a knock.
No, not a move.
The knock was repeated, and then the silhouette moved away.
He's going away.
From On a cash transaction? Never. Shh, look out.
The door crashed open. Merlin hurtled into the room. Steed leapt forward and grabbed him round the neck. Mrs. Peel grasped Merlin's right hand and held on to what she thought was a gun.
I told you he was tricky.
You're going to be disappointed, you know.
Mrs. Peel found herself holding a pipe. She closed the door.
You don't look the smoking type. Hello, Steed. Hardly expected to see you here.
Hello, Merlin. I know what you were expecting, Merlin. You see, I arranged the whole thing.
Wow. Did you now? Efficient, and I think you mentioned the word tricky. Well, it has a nice element of surprise. I particularly admire your choice of partner. Fast and quite lovely. Remarkably so. How do you do? Jimmy Merlin is the name.
How do you do? Steed didn't exaggerate about you.
Oh, please, don't believe everything you hear.
About your brand of charm, I mean.
Forewarned is forearmed, Miss...
Mrs.
Ah, what a pity. But nowadays, I understand that doesn't matter all that much. Well, Steed, what now?
I refuse to believe that you're not carrying a gun, Merlin, and so...
With a swift series of movements, Steed frisked the man and found...
2 guns. 2-gun Merlin, eh?
Yes, was brought up on old-fashioned westerns. Care to shoot it out in the main street, Steed?
Too much traffic.
I see. Well, you now have the whole armory. What next?
I'm taking you in, Merlin. And where you're going to stay for a long, long time.
Oh, come now, Steed. On what basis can you possibly...
On the basis that you broke into a secret establishment and stole a capsule containing a newly developed sleeping gas. A knockout gas of extraordinary proportions. You've got the test samples.
Where's your evidence?
You came here expecting to sell that gas capsule. So I imagine you've brought the evidence with you. Do you mind putting your hands up? Thank you, Mrs. Peel.
Mrs. Peel moved in on Merlin and began searching his pockets.
Nothing so far.
So glad to see you haven't lost your touch, Steed. You're relentless and as thorough as ever. I've really got to take my hat off to you.
As he spoke, Jimmy Merlin reached up and removed his green felt hat. In the band of the hat was a glass capsule. Steed jerked his gun up, but too late, the capsule fell to the floor and shattered. A visible amount of gas swirled out.
Oh, no.
Steed lumbered forward to grab Merlin. Merlin jerked away and clapped his hat over his nose and mouth. Steed's eyes began to glaze. He started to sway and fell heavily. Merlin, laughing, muffled under his hat, dashed to the door. He opened it.
No!
But Mrs. Peel made one last desperate lunge. She hit the door, slamming it shut again, and then collapsed in a heap. Merlin grasped the door handle. Mrs. Peel's body was in the way. In using both hands, he was forced to drop his hat. Within seconds, he also succumbed to the fumes of gas, and groaning, fell to the floor.
Oh.
The telephone began to ring. But no one was awake to answer it. John Steed opened his eyes. They refused to focus. He was lying on the floor, that much he knew. He raised himself on one elbow with a great effort, clambered slowly to his feet, and staggered to the window. Hastily, he opened it. Steed breathed deeply a few times, and then turned to look back into the room. Mrs. Peel was curled up in front of the door, fast asleep. She was having a pleasant dream, a half smile touching her lips. Alongside her was the form of Jimmy Merlin. He also appeared to be enjoying a deep, refreshing sleep. Steed glanced at his watch.
7 o'clock. But it's daylight. It can't be 7 in the evening.
Then he looked at the date panel.
21st. But it was the 20th when it all happened. The 21st? 7 in the morning of the 21st? We've lost nearly a whole day.
Steed moved over to Mrs. Peel and tried to rouse her.
Mrs. Peel. Mrs. Peel. Emma, come on, wake up. Wake up. It's no good. Both out of the wine. The telephone. Operator? Operator? Oh. One thing is certain. I can't go off without Merlin. Now, let's see.
Steed opened his briefcase and removed a pair of handcuffs. He quickly snapped one round Merlin's wrist and the other round his own. Then he proceeded to slap Merlin's face until there was a vague, sleepy response.
Was it?
Merlin, we're going to take a little ride.
Right.
You and I.
Don't want to ride. Want to sleep?
Just a short trip, you and me. I've got you, and you aren't going to get away, so no more tricks.
Sleepy. Whoa. Well, sleep.
You will, just as soon as I've got you tucked up in a nice, cozy little cell. All by yourself. Now, come on.
With a superhuman effort, Steed managed to drag Merlin to his feet and out of the door. They both stumbled down the flights of stairs and out into the roadway. The street was deserted, but Steed literally had his hands full. He hardly noticed. At length, they got to Steed's car.
Now, come on, here we are.
What the devil's all this about, Steve? Where are we going?
I told you. Surely you haven't forgotten already.
Yeah, still half asleep. Oh, yes, the capsule, I remember.
Well, just relax. If you're at all interested, you've slept since noon yesterday, and it's now 7 o'clock the next morning. Right, here. Get in and shift over to the far seat.
Right. Aye. See, we're joined together in something other than matrimony. These handcuffs really necessary, Steve?
In my opinion, yes. You're too canny to be left alone.
Speaking of being left alone, are you aware, Steve, that there's no one else in this market town of St. Catherine's? The place is quite deserted. Listen.
You're right. It's not even the sound of traffic.
Something's happened, Steed. It's not me being canny. The whole thing's quite the reverse. It's very uncanny, indeed.
John Steed had at last got his hands on Jimmy Merlin, a treacherous double agent who was trying to sell a new sleeping gas to the enemy. But unfortunately, in their confrontation, a glass capsule of the gas had broken, knocking out Steed, Merlin, and Mrs. Peel for a whole day. The next morning, Steed had come to and been unable to raise help over the telephone. He'd handcuffed Merlin to his own wrist, and they'd gone out into the streets of St. Catherine's. But Merlin was right. Something about the town was very, very uncanny.
What a sound. Not a person to be seen. Yesterday this time, the place was filled with traffic.
Yes, it is strange, I admit. But, well, I can drive with one hand. Let's get going and find out.
Where are we going?
I told you. Well, you haven't forgotten.
Oh, my head. I'm still so sleepy.
It's your own fault. You smashed the capsule. Well, I'm wide awake myself. Well, relax. I'd try to appreciate the view if I were you. It may be your last chance in a long time.
The car gathered speed. But as Steed drove down the deserted streets, he became more and more troubled. Something was very wrong. He stopped at the nearest phone booth, dragged Merlin from the car, and dialed a security emergency number.
5, 9, 9, 9, 9.
Not even anyone awake at security, huh?
Might have guessed that you'd know the number.
Never had occasion to use it, of course. Oh, just can't raise outside help at all, can you, Steed, old boy?
I'll manage somehow.
Not doing so good so far, if I may be allowed an observation.
Come on, Merlin.
I have no option. But yet again, I say, where to?
Back in the car, Steed continued to drive round St. Catherine's. He didn't get very far.
Never get through there. That truck's right across the road. Strange. Both driver and passenger doors are hanging wide open. There's still no one about.
There's got to be.
I'm trying to wait the bed.
Well, come on. We'll walk, then.
Steed forced Merlin out of the car, and together they both examined the deserted truck.
No key in the ignition. Don't be daft enough to leave a truck like that.
Been like it some time. Radiator's ice cold. I say, Steed, sudden thought, for what it's worth.
What is it?
It's all in the mind. We have been strangely affected by the gas. After all, it's not been tried out much before. It must have effects of hallucination. It really isn't happening at all. We're just dreaming it all. It's all in the mind. That's it.
That idea isn't worth anything at all, Merlin. We're here, right enough, and these handcuffs are for real. Now, try again.
I can't. Admit I'm as baffled as you. Doesn't make sense. I wish you hadn't done it.
What?
Woken me up. I was having such lovely dreams. This is a nightmare.
There's got to be an explanation. Come on.
I say, I suppose there's no chance of doing it, do you?
I don't think so.
Let's face it, Steed. This thing's greater than both of us. You can't work it out alone. Neither can I. Why not take these blasted handcuffs off and let's work together?
No chance.
Not if it's really worth your while.
Keep talking and walking.
20,000. Swiss bank. No names, no strings.
No deal.
30,000.
Pounds?
Yes, pounds sterling.
Oh, sorry, old chap, I only deal in guineas. Look, on the pavement. A boy's bicycle overturned. Kitty's toys all flung down as though there were a sudden panic. Now, what could have disturbed them in their play?
I could throw in a yacht.
I got one. Come on.
My private plane, perhaps?
No use for it.
String of Arab ponies, then.
I don't like them.
What about a house? House in France.
Which part?
Saint-Tropez. Splendid condition.
I prefer the north myself.
No, for pity's sake, Steed, isn't there anything you want?
Yes, there is. There's something I want very much.
What?
You behind bars. Now, come on, step up.
They continued to walk the streets, but the whole district was the same. Not a soul about. Evidence of former activity was there aplenty. But whatever the people of St. Catherine's had been doing, they'd abandoned it. Then, from the end of the street, there came a sound. It was a closed van, moving very slowly. On the roof of the van, a round ring area slowly rotated.
There, activity at last. Come on.
Steed dragged Merlin forward, and the two men broke into a mad dash.
Not a sign.
It's odd. It was moving so slowly. Thought we'd catch it easily.
Well, at least we know we aren't alone here.
Hey, look, Steed. The bank. It's open. Doors wide open. If I'm not mistaken, aren't they banknotes on the steps drifting about in the breeze?
This is getting curiouser and curiouser.
Well, at least things have taken a profitable turn. Let's take a look inside. Manager of this place will get a rocket for this. Talk about safe as the Bank of England. Look at that.
Safe wide open. Notes and coin on the teller's counter. Like everywhere else, deserted. They all must have left in a devil of a hurry.
Something's wrong. Very, very wrong.
That is obvious. But what has caused this? Hello? Hello, anyone here?
Has the world come to an end? They forgot to tell us. Hey, look, the date. Calendar above the far wall. 21st.
Tuesday the 21st. I told you earlier. You must have still been asleep. We've lost a whole day.
Not a public holiday, is it?
No. Anyway, a holiday wouldn't explain why the streets are empty. This place wouldn't be open on a public holiday.
Deserted.
Abandoned is a better word.
I've got it.
What?
They've all gone to the moon.
The quickest launch ever. No time for preparations. Left in haste.
The whole town's empty, Steed. Only sign of life was that van. I say, do you think that sleeping gas that knocked us out, maybe it's more powerful than we thought? Spread right through the town. Put everyone out.
And their bodies just evaporated?
You know, it's really rather ironic.
What is?
Well, you know what they say? One man's meat is another man's poison. You've got me, Steve, but there's no one to hand me over to.
True, but the operative phrase is, I've still got you.
Yes. Yes, at the moment. You know, I hate street brawls, but after all, we aren't in a street at the moment, and so...
Merlin swept Steed's feet from under him. They crashed to the floor among the banknotes. Merlin intent on knocking out Steed. But Steed recovered, rolled on top of Merlin, and firmly pinioned his shoulders to the floor.
Oh, no, you don't. Don't try that ever again.
Can't promise.
Listen.
Yeah. Marching feet. Sounds like soldiers.
Come on, get to your feet. Come, mistress.
Out in the street, ahead of the marching men, a small, bespectacled, middle-aged man was running for dear life.
No.
The man was John Cartney, and he was being hunted. Hurriedly, he found an alleyway that led to a garage. He stopped, panting, and tugged at the door. It opened. Cartney rushed in and slammed it to. He stood there, a trembling, sweating, terrified creature. Then there was a sudden noise.
What?
Stay where you are and die like a man.
No. Please, no.
Fine,
No.
From behind the figure of the rugged-faced trooper who confronted him, Cartney saw 3 other troopers step forward.
No, please. I can explain everything. You're mistaken.
Take aim.
No.
Fire!
Steed and Merlin heard the shots and, without a word, ran towards the garage. When they arrived, the doors were wide open. On the floor lay the body of John Cartney, very professionally killed.
He won't be able to tell us anything.
Look what he has tied round his neck, Steed. A chunk of cardboard.
Yes, and on it's written one word, looter.
The effects of the sleeping gas wore off as the morning wore on. But John Steed still couldn't make sense of what was happening in the market town of St. Catherine's. He'd found the whole place quite deserted, apart from the sounds of marching feet and one elusive radio van. In fact, the first person he and Jimmy Merlin saw that day was a dead man.
Shot for looting. Doesn't make sense.
Nothing does this morning. Mind you, I was sorely tempted back there in the bank.
That the reason you tried to jump me and get away, Merlin? The sight of that open safe?
Not really, Steed. I play for far bigger stakes than could be held in a town bank.
You're not going to be playing for any kind of stakes in future. You're going inside a well-guarded jail if it's the last thing I do.
Careful, old boy. It could turn out that way.
Don't try anything.
I wish I could think of something to try. But back to the subject in hand. What about him, the dead man?
Well, let's examine the body.
Why is it so important to find out who he is?
You'll never know.
Want to send flowers to his widow or something?
Just shut up and cooperate for once. Come on, let's go through his pockets.
Steed and Merlin knelt by the body and carefully searched its clothing. Steed found a wallet.
This says Harold Thomas Cartney, 4 Lymeton Crescent, Ipswich. Cartney. Harold Cartney. Now, that seems to ring a bell.
The only bell it rings to me is an alarm bell. Look, Steed, neither of us knows what's going on in this desolate place, but we do know that people are shooting each other.
One person has been shot.
So far. But when people start shooting at each other, that's when Mrs. Merlin's youngest son, Jimmy, starts getting out.
All in good time. I want to find out why it's all going on.
Does it matter why?
I think it matters very much indeed. Well, nothing more to be found out from Mr. Harold Thomas Cartney. Come on, let's go.
Now, that's better. Back to your car, turn it round, and head on back to London. If there's no one there, I'll know I've gone mad.
Not back to London.
Steve, you obviously like dicing with death more than I do. Now, let's be sensible. Either we make a complete break and get back and away from all this, or we sit tight in this garage until the whole wretched business sorts itself out.
We are not running away.
Well, then let's stay here. It'll be safer to sit tight here and...
I agree. It would be infinitely safer.
Well, then.
But we are leaving right now.
But why? Where to, Steve?
Emma Peel. Do you remember Mrs. Peel? You said that you particularly admired my choice of partner. Now, the lovely creature you turned your oily charms upon before you busted that capsule that knocked us all out?
Ah, yes. Mrs. Peel. Presumably she's still sleeping it off.
Presumably. But when she wakes, she's going to be alone and very, very vulnerable. So no more talk. Come on.
Steed dragged the protesting Merlin from the garage and into the silent streets. While this was going on, a small squad of soldiers marched down a street on the other side of the town. At the head of them was Sergeant Hearn, the man in charge of the firing squad. He halted his men outside a large, imposing building.
Halt!
Sergeant Hearn made his way through a yard of parked army trucks, passing a plaque that read Eastern Hemisphere Trade Commission, and pushing open a door that bore the symbol of the skull and crossbones and a warning of radioactivity. He made his way down to a deep cellar. The normally dim, dank steps were illuminated by brilliant lights. A collection of about half a dozen army officers and warrant officers, all wearing protective clothing, gathered round a focal point at the far end of the cellar. They were working on a gleaming mass of scientific apparatus.
Let me see those equations. Yes, sir.
The brigadier, standing in a position of prominence befitting his authority, studied the clipboard that was handed to him. Major Parsons, standing stiffly at his side, noticed Hearn descending the steps. He moved over to him.
Well, Sergeant?
All quiet on top, sir.
Good, good. Any problems?
One, sir.
A report.
Was it serious?
What occurred?
Oh, don't worry, sir. We dealt with him. No fuss, sir.
What's this? What's wrong?
Sir, Sergeant Hearn, we ran into a spot of bother up top, sir.
Report, Sergeant.
Sir, while carrying out a street surveillance, we ran across an unauthorized person in the area. I arrested him and summarily dealt with him according to my orders, sir. I shot him as a looter.
Who was he?
Sir?
This man you shot. Didn't you get his identity?
Well, no, sir.
Well, then do so.
Yes, sir.
Right away, Sergeant, right away.
Sir.
Nobody stayed on in this area without good reason. I want to know why and who. The supplies to everyone found up top. See that order is carried out, Major, at once.
Some while after that, Steed and Jimmy Merlin were cautiously making their way back to the Poston Trading Company, where they hoped to find Mrs. Peel still sleeping.
Nothing so far.
Yeah, got to be careful.
You know, Steve, this is darn ridiculous. What are we doing, snooping about like a couple of Boy Scouts on tracking practice?
Being prepared isn't a bad motto in these circumstances. I wonder who this can be.
It was Sergeant Hearn on his way back to the garage.
Quick, up the steps into the bank.
Steed and Merlin scuttled up the steps of the bank they had previously visited. Inside, they made their way to the rear door. Too bad. It was locked.
We've got to get out of here.
Too bad. Too late.
Hold it! Stay where you are!
Right. Taking advantage of the emergency, eh?
Emergency?
Made a break from somewhere, have you? Right, forward, men. Cover them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Perhaps if you could just explain what all this is about.
Silence!
Well, surely at least tell us what's happened and then...
If this man speaks again, shoot him.
Stop!
Orders are that anyone found within the area shall be searched. The Brigadier wants a complete check. Right, now let's see what you've got in your pockets.
Hearn began searching the two men. On Jimmy Merlin, he found nothing. On Steed, 2 wallets.
John Steed and Harold Cardney. Now, which are you?
John Steed.
Silence. Oh, you took this from the dead man back there in the garage, didn't you? Didn't you?
Matter of fact, old chap, yes. You see, I'm attached...
Looting. Both of you. What's your name?
Merlin. Now, look here, Sergeant. I've had nothing to do with this. Nothing whatsoever. You see, this man, Steed...
You have both been found guilty of looting.
Guilty?
I didn't see a judge.
I am the judge. The sentence is death. It will be carried out immediately.
I say, he means it, Steed. He really means it.
Firing party will take up position.
Yes, sir.
Oh, dear, we can't let this happen. Handcuffs can be useful for other things than holding people together,
Right, silence. Right, firing squad.
Now, I think, Steve.
Right.
As one man, Steed and Merlin leapt forward. They dropped their handcuffs over the sergeant's neck, pulling him back in front of them and nearly strangling him in the process.
Right. Drop those rifles. Tell them, Sergeant. Tell them we mean business.
Tell him, Sarge. Do as he says.
Right. Stand clear. Come on, Merlin. The door.
Steed and Merlin moved off to the doors, dragging the sergeant between them. When they reached them, they roughly shoved him back into the bank. He sprawled on the floor as they slammed the doors closed and ran towards the armored car. Steed started her up, and they roared off. A burst of shooting from the troopers followed them.
Steve, for pity's sake, let's get out of here. We can make it easily enough. Those men were trying to kill us.
But they didn't.
I don't find that encouraging. Well, Steve, let me off the hook. Undo these blasted handcuffs and let me take my chance alone.
Wouldn't hear of it, my dear chap.
They're after us. I'm too young to die.
You're over 21.
If I were over 80, I'd feel the same. Steve, where are we going?
We're sneaking back.
Sneaking back? Give me 3 good reasons why.
1, Mrs. Peel is still there. 2, I want to know what's going on.
I said 3 reasons.
The third one? A terribly obstinate man. How's that?
It's not good enough.
They were the British Army. The sergeant and that firing squad, they were the British Army. And he mentioned a state of emergency. Houses empty, cars abandoned, martial law, it all fits. Now, I'm not moving out of St. Catherine's until I find out what sort of emergency. You got that? Understand?
If they don't kill me, you will, with careless driving. I promised Mother if I ever get out of this alive, I'm going straight. And that's a promise I've never made before.
John Steed was determined. He'd found Jimmy Merlin, and regardless of what was going on, he wasn't going to release him. Admittedly, this was a severe setback. He wasn't sure when Merlin would try to make a break for it. It meant watching him and whatever was round the next corner. And driving the armored car was difficult with only one hand. Steed decided to park the thing.
What's the idea? I'd hoped you were going to get us out of here.
I've told you. I'm not leaving Mrs. Peel. Be realistic, Merlin. If this whole town is under martial law, they'll have barriers up on all the roads out of it.
I suppose that's true. But look, Steed, I'm your prisoner, right?
Right.
And I'm your responsibility, right?
Right.
Then you're supposed to take care of me, right?
Wrong.
But the rules say...
There are no rules in this business, Merlin. You should know that. Now, you want to find out what's going on, don't you?
No.
Well, there you are, then. Come on.
Steed dragged Merlin out of the parked car. They walked stealthily down the street and round the corner. There, not more than a few yards away, was a radio van, the one they'd seen earlier. The round circular aerial had stopped revolving. This made Steed wonder if there was anyone in the van. He pulled Merlin forward.
I'm going to try the rear doors.
Steed reached the van, grasped the rear door handle, and jerked it open.
Oh, well, you might have knocked.
What's up, miss? Shall I clobber him?
Yates, a stocky young cockney, jumped from the van and approached Steed and Merlin. He held a large, heavy spanner in one hand.
No good. It's a fair cop. I suppose it isn't any use asking you two not to destroy the film. Remember, it is more than a scoop. It's history. Confiscate it if you want. Lock it away, but please don't destroy it. After all, I could put this in...
The girl stopped. She noticed the handcuffs that linked Steed and Merlin together.
What on earth's going on here?
I wish someone would tell us.
You mean you honestly don't know?
No idea.
Who, miss?
You know, Yates, I think they're telling the truth. But it's fantastic.
It's not that fantastic. We've been knocked out for nearly 24 hours. Whatever has happened here at St. Catherine's happened then.
And we missed it.
Well, it's still incredible that you don't know. The whole world knows.
I do hate to think that the whole world has me at a disadvantage.
I won't tell you what's happened. I can do better than that. I can show it to you. Climb into the van.
No.
It's all right. This is no trickery. I'm on the level.
All right. Come on, Merlin.
It was tiny and cramped inside the van. Yates moved to a TV monitor at the far end and began flicking switches.
I'm Jenny Thurston, by the way. Television News. We came in to cover the event, and then, when everyone was ordered out of the area...
We stayed on. Against orders, of course. We've been sneaking around the streets, picking up what shots we can. Okay, miss. Ready for the playback. Switch it on.
Right. This is the newscast you would have seen if you hadn't been asleep all day yesterday.
This is Jenny Thurston. I'm standing here in the heart of St. Catherine's. Cars are still pouring out of the town in their thousands. But jams are building up, and already owners are abandoning the private vehicles and hurrying away to the special coaches standing by for evacuation.
It was difficult for me to do this commentary. So much was going on.
Special troops.
Thank you.
Troops enter the town. A state of emergency has been proclaimed. Within 30 minutes, this town and the surrounding 50 square miles surrounding it will be evacuated. It will become a ghost area, empty save for the troops. The area is under martial law as from now. Here you see the man who will remain in sole command, Brigadier Hanson.
Oh, Hanson's in
Strickland! Easy there, man! Yes, miss, what is it?
Television News. Brigadier, are you satisfied that everyone has been warned to leave the area?
We've called on everyone. Yes, I'm satisfied.
And how do you feel about staying on?
I'm a soldier. I have a duty. Clear that truck! Get moving there, man! We've got others arriving! Move! What I would like to stress to the nation is that there is no need to panic. We have everything under control. We know what we must do, and we shall do it. Excuse me. You man! Move that truck!
He knows what he must do.
Get that train down!
Brave words from a brave man.
Gently,
And there is the commission building. In there lies the task he must tackle. And the whole world will be waiting with bated breath to see the outcome of that task. If he succeeds, a royal welcome awaits him. If he fails, then he, his troops, this town, the countryside for 50 miles or more will cease to exist.
Frightening, isn't it?
The Eastern Hemisphere Trade Commission building. It was vacated recently, but its occupants left behind them a monster buried deep in the cellar. They left behind the atom bomb, which Brigadier Hansing and his men must attempt to defuse at once. And now I think we should pass on to the crowds and ask their opinions. The men over there for the coach.
All right, Yates, that's enough. Kill it.
Yes, miss.
Atom bomb. But why? Who?
No one's sure. The Trade Commission building was occupied by representatives of more than 20 countries. Your guess is as good as mine.
A hostile warhead deep in the middle of our own territory.
Nice ace to have up one's sleeve.
How was it discovered?
Pure fluke. Brigadier Hanson's one of the nuclear experts. He was staging some maneuvers in this area. His instruments registered radioactivity. He pinpointed the bomb.
That explains a great deal.
I should have thought it explained everything.
So, Miss Thurston, you're here without authority, then?
I'm afraid so. If we're caught, they'll...
Shoot you.
Oh, I think a firm reproof would be more in order.
Don't kid yourself. We've already seen how trigger-happy they are. The firing squad's already been at work.
You've got to be joking.
I'm afraid not.
You mean they actually shot someone? Here in an English country town?
There is a state of emergency.
Did you hear that, Yates? Come on, we can't miss this.
Right, miss.
No. Better still, you stay inside here. These two can ride with me in the front and show me the way. You can tell me more about yourself as we drive.
I say, look here.
No arguing. This could make the biggest story we've ever done. Well, come on. No time to lose.
Jenny Thurston handled the vehicle with professional skill. She drove fast, but well, following Steed's vague instructions, and at the same time listening to him explain why he was still handcuffed to Jimmy Merlin.
And so, I can't let this man go. You understand?
Sounds unbelievable to me.
No more unbelievable than what's happening to us at this moment.
No, I suppose not. It doesn't look criminal.
Don't be fooled by his looks and easy charm. They're very deceptive.
I say, I wish to the devil you wouldn't keep discussing me as though I wasn't here. It's very embarrassing.
I've only said nice things. So far.
All the same, it's embarrassing. I notice you haven't asked to hear my side of things.
You haven't got a side of things. Anything you tell Jenny will be calculated to foul up her tasks. Forget him, Jenny.
Oh, I won't do that.
Thank you.
But I will be careful. It's round this corner, isn't it?
Bad as steer the wheel.
Well, you've got to put up with it. You can't get out and walk.
Hey, look, up ahead. Soldier. Looks like a major.
It was Major Parsons, alone, but with a drawn revolver.
What now?
Slow down. Slow down. About time I made myself known to the authorities.
You sure that's safe?
Don't worry. I'd have probably been sent into the area anyway. Hey, Major! I'm John Steed, security clearance KL5. Might be able to give you a hand.
No, don't stop! Come
Merlin suddenly stretched out a long leg and stabbed his foot over Jenny's foot on the accelerator. The van leapt forward. The wing caught the Major and sent him flying.
Drive on, I tell you!
You crazy
You drive on!
What the devil do you think you're doing? You could have killed him.
That I recognize him. That's no Major, Steve. He's no Major. What? That man is not British. His name's Parninsky. Gregor Parninsky. A cutthroat, a pirate, a mercenary.
Are you sure?
I'm quite sure that man lying back there in the road unconscious is Parninsky, a Russian agent. Figure that one out, Steve.
Puzzled man. He now knew that the reason the town of St. Catherine's was deserted was because Brigadier Hanson's men had discovered that an atom bomb was concealed beneath the Trade Commission building. Once the bomb had been located in the dank, empty cellar, martial law had been proclaimed. Platoons of nuclear shock troops had been rushed to the area to help dismantle the bomb. Steed had been told all this by Jenny Thurston, a television news commentator who dared to stay on after the district had been evacuated. Jenny showed Steed and Merlin films of what had happened while they'd both been asleep. Steed, on his way back to Mrs. Peel in the TV van, thought he could give the troops a hand. That's why he had hailed the Major, but Jimmy Merlin thought otherwise.
Merlin, you sure of this?
I'm quite sure.
You swerved the van. You might have killed him.
Many people have tried. He's a cat. He has more lives than most.
Well, come, let's go and find out. Stay here with the 8, Jenny. We shan't be very long. Come on, Merlin.
Steed and Merlin clambered out of the van and walked hurriedly back to the unconscious form that lay near the car park.
All right, let's turn him over. There.
There's no doubt about it, Steve. That's Parninsky.
Now, let's search him. He may have identification.
Look, I don't care what cover he's got. I know this man.
Says here, Major Parsons, British Army. It's all the correct papers.
Well, of course they're correct. He wouldn't be walking about this place with foreign papers on, would he? I tell you, it's him, Steve. It's Gregor Parninsky, and he's a foreign agent.
I haven't got proof of that.
You have my word.
As a double agent yourself, that doesn't count for very much.
Don't be a fool, Steve. It's because of my checkered past that I know all these people. Don't you see that? And in any case, why should I lie to you?
You are trickier than any wagon load of monkeys I've ever encountered. The sooner I contact the authorities and the sooner you're put away, the happier I'll be.
All right, have it your own way. I give up.
What's happened? Is this the man you thought it was, Jimmy?
Yes, Tim, all right. But Steve doesn't believe me because he's in uniform with the correct papers. But it's Parninsky, all right.
Is this possible?
Of course it's possible. Look, infiltrate, pose as an army officer. Any skilled agent who knew his business could do it blindfold.
It is possible, I admit. But if it's true...
Then he may not be the only one.
Well...
Answer her, Steed. Tell her all about the firing squad. That's what's really been bothering you, hasn't it?
You mean the shooting of that man?
Yes. Steed doesn't believe that this country's got to that state, no matter what the emergency. Isn't that so, Steed?
Well, this is worrying, I agree.
A man was murdered, executed, shot, butchered in cold blood without a trial. Do you really think the British Army is now empowered to carry out such forms of shooting? Is this type of rough justice allowed? Well, Steve?
I admit that it doesn't fit in with all the other things I've been told.
It doesn't make sense to murder a man in cold blood without trial. Why didn't they just arrest him, ship him out of here as a criminal?
Well, someone may have taken the law into their own hands.
That sergeant who had a go at her?
Well, one thing is certain. We ought to let Brigadier Hanson know. If he has any more soldiers like that on his staff.
And any more majors who are suspected agents.
Oh, you do what you like. I think we should just get out of here.
We can't run out. Can we, Steve?
I thought the situation was suddenly becoming simple and straightforward. No. Right, we'll go to Hanson.
What? Steve, every street is blocked off for patrol. We'd never get near that building. We'd be taken prisoners and dealt with like that fellow Courtney.
We'll just have to keep our fingers crossed and hope we're lucky.
Lucky? Believe me, I'm just as confused as you are. But one thing I know. This is not going to be solved by luck. No, sir.
The three of them left the Major where he was and bundled back into the van. Yates, inside, demanded to know what was going on, but it was all too complicated to explain. Jenny started the engine and skillfully backed the van.
I think there's a side road behind the church. If I take that, I can double back and approach the commission building from the other side. That should give us a better chance.
Just a minute, Jenny. I'd like to go to Barchester Street first.
Barchester Street? Where's that?
On the other side of town.
What? What for?
I left a friend there. I've been trying to get back to her for hours. Now, that's where we're going, and no arguments.
But Steve was a little late in this decision, for Sergeant Hearn and his troopers had been scouring the near neighborhood, searching for them. They had entered the office building, and in the room marked the Poston Trading Company, they had found the sleeping form of Emma Peel. Sergeant Hearn looked down at her.
Well, what do you know? All right, men, relax.
The sergeant dropped down upon one knee and felt Mrs. Peel's pulse. Then he straightened up and moved to the table upon which lay Steve's briefcase. He snapped it open. He took from the case several papers and scrutinized them.
John Steed, the name of the joker who clobbered me. All right, men, stay out of sight. I have reason to think someone will be coming back to pick this woman up. After all, you can't blame them. I can only hope that Mr. John Steed gets here very soon.
Steed, Jimmy Merlin, Jenny, and Yates were actually on their way when...
Hold it. Look there, down that side road. Army trucks, quite a lot of them. Stop.
Don't go looking for trouble, Steve. We've got enough as it is.
Stop. I want to take a look at that lot. It might tell us something.
Jenny stayed at the wheel. Yates poked his head out of the back of the van, and they both watched as Steed and Merlin walked towards the army trucks. There was no one about. Jenny saw Steed jerk up the canvas drop that concealed the inside of the first truck and look inside. She saw him look swiftly at Merlin, and they moved to the next one. After completing the line, they hurried back.
Well, what is it? What's happened?
How many men were sent in here for the emergency, Jenny?
4 platoons.
4 platoons of nuclear shock troops?
That's right. The best. What is it? What did you find over there?
4 platoons of nuclear shock troops. All drugged, all unconscious.
What? But if they're there, then...
Then who is out at the commission building? Who is handling that atom bomb?
At the commission building, Brigadier Hanson was confronting a very distressed Major Parsons. The Major, who'd come round in the street, had staggered back and blurted out an incoherent account of how he was knocked over.
You are a fool, Major.
Yes, sir.
More than that, you are a dangerous fool. Your incompetence could jeopardize the whole operation here.
Yes, sir.
If these people were to contact the outside world...
No, they can't do that, sir. The phones are out of action, and we're jamming all radio signals.
It seems to me that they might just walk out of the area. After all, it appears they can walk the streets with complete impunity.
I was taken by surprise, sir.
Don't offer me excuses. When your people approached me, they promised me professionals, Major, professionals. Instead, I'm surrounded by rank amateurs. I want these people found, and I want them found immediately. That is an order.
The people in question had by this time arrived near the offices where Sergeant Hearn lay in wait for them. They parked the car, and all 4 of them walked carefully to the main entrance. There, Steed stopped and produced some keys.
I want your word of honor, Merlin.
Oh, taking these blasted things off at last, Steve. Good.
I'm only undoing the handcuffs because I think there'll be trouble.
Oh, you can rely on me, Steve. You have my word. That's better. You know, I'm touched. I'm really touched by your faith in me.
Then, Ben, I'm doing this because I don't want to find myself dragging around a dead man. Careful now. All right, Jenny, Yates.
Yes?
Right, Mr. Steed, lead the way.
Right.
In the upstairs room, Sergeant Hearn waved his troopers back into cover and waited. Mrs. Peel slumbered on.
Mrs. Peel? Mrs. Peel? Still sleeping. Come in.
What now?
Well, I think we should get over to the Commissioner's building.
Get out if you ask me.
Oh, no. Stay where you are.
Take cover.
Steed dropped down to the floor, so did Jenny. Yates panicked.
I'm getting out.
Sergeant shot him in the back. As he fell to the floor, Merlin moved like lightning. He hurled a trooper across the room. Made for the door, was through it in a flash and slammed it behind him.
After him.
Stay where you are, Steed. One move and you're as dead as that man on the carpet. Both of you. Hands above your head. Right now.
John Steed, Jimmy Merlin, Jenny Thurston, and her driver Yates fell neatly into the trap Sergeant Hearn had set for them. They'd returned to the offices of the Boston Trading Company to find Mrs. Peel. Mrs. Peel was still there, all right, and still fast asleep. But Hearn and his men were there, too. Hearn had shot Yates as he was attempting a getaway, but Jimmy Merlin was luckier and made his escape among a flurry of gunshots. Hearn's men had given chase, firing blindly, but Merlin had a good start and dodged in and out of alleyways, heading for the car park.
Got to get under cover. And at the same time, I must get to my car. That's the first thing. Not much further now.
Merlin doubled back, tore down a side road, and into the car park. Once there, it was easy to conceal himself and wriggle his way to where his own car stood. He froze as voices approached.
He went this way, headed into the car park.
I don't think so. He went around the back, over there.
Merlin dropped to the ground and squeezed himself under his car. He saw army boots approach, heard voices, foreign voices.
We must not fail. If we do, it will not go well with us.
He could have made for the other entrance and the exit over there.
Merlin waited until the footsteps had died away, and then scrambled from under the car, unlocked the door, and sank with a sigh of relief into the driver's seat. He inserted the key in the ignition, and then a thoughtful look came over his face. He reached back under the seat and withdrew a small suitcase marked J. Merlin. He opened it, peered inside, seemed pleased with what he saw, closed the case, and then made a decision. With a broad smile, he opened the car door and, carrying the case, weaved his way silently amongst the cars, heading back the way he'd come, back to the Boston Trading Company. Back in those offices, Steed was doing a bit of deep thinking.
Harold Courtney.
What? What's that, Steve?
What are you talking about, Steed? No, keep your hands up.
The man you shot, Harold Courtney. I thought I knew the name. He was a member of the Nuclear Fission Committee, atom bomb expert. Now, why should he stay on in the area?
Curiosity?
That, or he sensed something was wrong. The area cleared and fake troops move in.
But what about the team who are dismantling the bomb?
Dismantling it? Are they?
You cotton on fast, Steed. We're not taking the bomb apart. We're putting it together.
What? You're building a bomb?
It makes a sort of twisted sense, doesn't it, Jenny? The area is declared clear, everyone moves back in, and then...
Then the government pays up. We make our demand, pay up, or else.
And in the commission building, the brigadier was pacing to and fro in the cellar.
Well, how's it going, Major?
Nearly finished, sir. The crew are just putting the finishing touches to the installation. They'll screw the large metal plate into position as a cover, and then all is ready.
Well, hurry it up, hurry it up. We're nearly all ready.
And when we are... Yes. When we are, I shall personally issue the ultimatum. I should like to see their faces when they hear how Brigadier Montague Hanson has outwitted them. At last.
Jenny Thurston had never been in such a frightening position, but she refused to be cowed by the burly sergeant who had a gun pointed at her and John Steed.
Tell me something, Sergeant. A purely professional question from a newswoman. Who exactly are you?
We might say that we are all mercenaries. Quite cleverly directed mercenaries. The plan was so simple. We declared a state of emergency. They cleared the area to allow us to bring our apparatus in. They assisted us, in fact. Now, well, everyone believes we're heroes. That gives our demand more weight.
What do you mean, more weight?
This is a dummy run, Jenny.
You catch on fast, Steed. It took a long time to evacuate the area. A long time. And the authorities know that.
I still don't understand.
Once the bomb is installed and ready to trigger off, you'll sound the all clear. Isn't that right?
Correct.
The people will come back, pouring back into their homes all over this area.
And when they are here, every one of them home, that's when we tell them to pay up. We'll give them just 15 minutes to hand over 20 millions.
And if they don't, you'll detonate the bomb?
They'll pay up.
They already know how long it took to clear the area.
A lot longer than 15 minutes. 20 millions. That'll mean there'll be a cut for everyone. Not all equal, you understand. The Brigadier will get the lion's share.
The Brigadier? A man of his standing involved in a thing like this? Why? Why and how?
Pique. Anyway, that's what the other chaps say. Pique. Bitterness. Anger. He's been told he's going to be replaced, made redundant, by a computer. A machine. It's a lot for a man of his experience to swallow. Kicked out of the service to make room for a machine. Of course, the money's a big incentive, too. But it's the machine bit that really gets him. Oh, well, I think we've waited long enough. Come on your feet. We'll find them.
I do wish you'd make up your mind.
I have. I don't suppose you've got any preference where your execution takes place?
What? Why don't you get it over with?
Outside, then. Quickly. Come along there.
At that moment, several things happened at once. Steed stepped between Hearn and Jenny. Mrs. Peel woke up at last, and the door opened.
What's going on?
Stay where you are.
No. What the devil?
Mrs. Peel, wide awake in a second, took in the situation at a glance, shot forward, collared Hearn, and threw him across the room just as Jimmy Merlin appeared in the doorway with another gas capsule. Steed's warning came too late. The capsule spun out of Merlin's hand and broke on the floor, right under Mrs. Peel's nose. Mrs. Peel gave a smile of triumph, appealed to Steed for approval, and never reached the end of the sentence.
How is that, Steed? Did I help you out of a little...
Quick, get out. Get out of here. Out, Jenny. Merlin, out. Sorry, Steed. I thought I was doing the right thing.
I thought I'd seen the last of you.
I couldn't do that. Bad for business. You might have spit it around that I was unreliable. Besides, it seemed a shame not to put those capsules to good use.
You had more than one. You were intent on selling the exclusive rights to as many people as possible.
You know me, Steed. Cautious. Do you blame me?
You got more in there?
Oh, yes, but... Hey, yeah.
I'm confiscating them. Jenny, you stay here. Keep an eye on this room and don't go in, for heaven's sake. Guard it here.
Right. Where are you off to?
The commission building.
Oh, now, look here, Steve. Look, I've done my Boy Scout bit.
Come on, Merlin. You gave me your word.
Oh, that's before I knew you were intent on murder. My murder.
I need you, Merlin. I'm depending on you.
But you know me. I'm probably the most undependable person in the Western Hemisphere.
You came back.
I told you why.
You didn't want me to spread rumors about you. I couldn't have done that if I were dead. So you saved my life for what?
You're trying to blind me with semantics. All right, point me towards the jaws of death. Let's get going.
In the cellar of the commission building, Brigadier Hanson had finished all his preparations.
Excellent, Major. It'll take him more than an hour to cut through that lot. and they won't have that much time.
All right. Let's clear up and get out of here.
The men were all ready to leave the cellar when Steed and Merlin appeared at the top of the stairs.
Just in time, it seems, Merlin.
That's a good one to start with.
Take cover, men! Take cover! Open fire there at the top of the stairs!
2 or 3 more should lay enough for days.
Cover your face, Steve. There's enough gas down here to knock out. Sit classy.
Right. Hey, listen.
A short time later, back at the Poston Trading Co. offices.
Well, what happened, Steed?
Unless our friends walk in their sleep, it's all over, Jenny.
I've got to get back with this story. Anyone coming with me?
I suppose you'd better get out my handcuffs again, Steve.
Jimmy, if I don't, will you promise me to stay out of trouble?
You have my word as an honest man. Thanks, Steed. I won't forget this. Thanks a lot. Come on, Jenny. Let's get to know each other a little better. Bye, Steve.
Bye, Steve.
Goodbye? Oh, no. Au revoir. Mrs. Peel? Mrs. Peel?
Ooh. Oh. I feel as though I've slept for a week. Hello, Steve. Anything exciting happening yet?
No. All peaceful. Come on, let's get out of here.
Now, from the makers of Cold Water Omo,
The ugly old kitchen clock looked down on the scullery of the house. The room had seen better days. Days when it had been filled with sounds of servants' chatter, the clatter of cooking utensils and trays piled with crockery, the smells of good food, and the heat of the coal stoves and steam boilers. Now it was different. Electrical appliances had replaced the old-fashioned methods, but the room was still dominated by a large, scrubbed wooden table. A shadow fell across it. The shadow of a man. He held a candlestick in one hand, and by the flickering light he gazed at the glossy cover of a magazine. He placed the candle on the table and opened the magazine.
Yes, it's here somewhere.
The man stopped at an article in the magazine and read,
Better Bridge with Applied Mathematics by Mrs. Emma Peel.
There, sure enough, was a photograph of Mrs. Peel. A very lush, full-page colour reproduction. It was an attractive pose, and from the dimpled smile and twinkling eyes, it was clear that Mrs. Peel knew quite a lot more about life than how to play bridge. The man's hands lingered over the page, stroking the glossy surface of Mrs. Peel's face. Then he ripped the page from the magazine and with a pair of kitchen scissors began to cut the picture into small pieces. When the page lay in fragments on the table, the large, hairy hands reached out and began to reassemble the picture. He chuckled as he worked. Twisting the features, rearranging them, an eye appeared in the center of the forehead, an ear sat on one cheek, and a hank of hair grew from the pink lips. It became a monstrous, sinister, obscene jigsaw. The owner of the hairy hands clenched them until the gnarled knuckles turned white. His laughter grew wilder. He seized a kitchen knife and hacked at the pieces in a frenzy of madness. Someone doesn't like you, Mrs. Peel.
The Avengers.
John Steed and Emma Peel The Avengers.
On a rather misty morning, Emma Peel drove carefully across London to John Steed's Mews apartment. She was dressed in a warm, dark red trouser suit with a gay scarf at the neck. She looked very like the recent photographs of herself that appeared in the glossy magazines. She was in a carefree mood and hummed quite cheerfully as she parked the car outside Steed's home. A few moments later, John Steed, who was upstairs, heard the front doorbell ring.
Coming!
Steed made his way downstairs quite quickly. Too quickly, perhaps. Halfway down the stairs, Steed tripped, lost his balance and fell heavily, dragging a few ornaments with him. He landed painfully on one ankle. It promptly gave way. Mrs. Peel, hearing the crash, tried the door. It opened.
Steve? Steve, what's happened?
Mrs. Peel, you are needed.
What on earth have you done?
Came downstairs to answer the door. Forgot it wasn't locked. I fell. Hurt my ankle.
Well, let's have a look. Ooh, nasty.
Yeah, painful, too.
Come on, let's get you up into a chair.
Bath?
Well, you look clean enough. Oh, I see what you mean. Well, I don't know about a wheelchair, but you must certainly keep off that leg for a while. There. Better?
Thanks.
Lucky you didn't break it. As it is, your tango may be irreparably damaged.
Tango? I'm not as old hat as all that. I'm getting with it.
Well, it's obvious that you got as far as the twist. This ankle's very badly sprained. What do we do about it? Get a doctor?
No, get a drink. Over there, three fingers of scotch.
Right.
What brought you here this misty morning?
Well, I was going to ask you to drive me down to Exmoor. Here, that should kill the pain a bit.
Thanks. Cheers.
Cheers. I suppose I shall have to take myself down there now.
Exmoor? Who the devil is an Exmoor?
Sir Cavalier Rausikana.
He sounds like an opera.
He's probably the greatest bridge player in Europe. He read my article that appeared in the magazine lately. Anyway, he wants to meet me.
Oh?
He's invited me down to his house for the weekend.
Oh.
Sir Cavalier is 75.
Oh. Just the same, be careful. You know what a rejuvenating effect you have on people. I mean, look at me. I feel better already. Hardly any pain in the leg at all. Well, almost not.
It's quite a privilege to meet Sir Cavalier. He hardly ever sees anyone.
Well, he could have a very small fan mail. Well, if you're dead set on this jaunt, I suppose you better get going. Oh, don't let me delay you.
Sure you'll be all right?
Quite sure. Now, you run along and enjoy yourself. I only wish I was coming with you, but... Oh, well, it was not to be, thanks to those blasted stairs. Bye, Mrs. Peel.
Goodbye, Steve.
Mrs. Peel left. A short while later, she was driving through the cold English countryside, her scarf catching the breeze, a smile on her face. Could it be that she rather liked going without John Steed? Careful, Mrs. Peel, you may regret this newfound freedom. As for Steed, back in his apartment, he hobbled painfully across the room to the cigar humidor. He selected one, poured himself another brandy, lit the cigar, and was about to enjoy both when the doorbell rang again. Steed limped across the room, down the small passage, and opened the door.
George Fancy.
Hello, Steed.
Oh, come in. Nice to see you. Go ahead. I'll have to hobble up from behind.
Oh, what's happened? You run into counter-espionage? Tangled with the minions of a mastermind?
Oh, something far more sinister. I fell down the stairs.
My word, you weren't...
Certainly not. But speaking of a drink, like one?
Well, thanks. Yes, just one.
You wouldn't like to help yourself, would you? Just poured myself one.
Yes, of course. I hope it's not inconvenient calling like this.
Oh, it's a pleasure. As you see, I'm confined to barracks at the moment.
Yes. Well, actually, I only called to warn you. Cheers.
Cheers. Warn me of what?
Remember Max Prendergast?
Remember? It'd be impossible to forget him.
He's out.
Out? Prison?
Broke jail 2 days ago.
2 days ago?
The French authorities didn't think to tell us until they realized he's heading this way. Steed, we're pretty sure he's here, in London.
Max Prendergast.
You know the kind of man he is, that mad, warped sense of humor?
Oh, yes, I know. Of all people, I know.
Steed, will you tell Mrs. Peel?
Mrs. Peel?
Well, she was more involved with Prendergast than anyone. She ought to be warned, don't you think?
Yes. Yes, I do. I'll tell her on Monday. She'll be tucked away quite safely in the country for the next couple of days. I'll tell her on Monday. No point in spoiling her weekend. Max Prendergast, eh? I don't like the idea of him on the loose. Not one little bit.
Mrs. Peel had had quite a tiring drive. Her good spirits had begun to wilt as the mist turned into fog. She lost her way a couple of times down the country lanes and was quite relieved when at last she found a sign pointing off the road which read Rausikana Hall. She turned up the drive and minutes later parked the car. The house looked impressive, from what she could see of it. She ran up the steps, carrying her weekend case, and rang the doorbell. While she waited, she glanced around, peering out into the fog. She was quite unaware that in the laurel bushes, not more than a few yards away, a man was peering back at her. Two large, hairy hands parted the branches, and then the door opened.
Good afternoon. I'm Emma Peel.
Hello.
Sir Cavalier is expecting me.
Yes, he told me. Do come in. That's if you want to.
Well, that was the idea of coming down here. And with this fog.
I love fog. They're cozy. This way.
The interior of the house was dim and shadowy. Heavy antique furniture filled the hall and the main rooms. The strange young lady led Mrs. Peel into a slightly more cheerful-looking drawing room and closed the door.
My name's Ula Monty Chamberlain. Isn't it a shriek? Monty was a pirate. I was lying on the bed when you rang the bell.
Oh, sorry. I'm a bit late, I'm afraid. Got lost a couple of times.
Oh, I'm not surprised. This place is the end of the world, isn't it? I'm not surprised you got lost. I like your coat.
Oh, thank you.
I was reading an Italian book. I don't understand Italian, but I love reading it aloud. The words sound so nice. They roll off the tongue. Do you play bridge?
Yes.
I hate bridge. You're not a dentist, are you?
No, why?
I have two fillings. It needs seeing to.
Oh, I'm sorry I can't be of any help to you, Miss Chamberlain. Don't you think you should tell Sir Cavalier that I'm here?
Oh, my goodness, didn't I mention it? He isn't here. He was called away this morning, a meeting in town. The IBPC, the,
International Bridge Players Convention.
Yes.
I see. When will he be back?
Sometime tonight, I think. Oh, he apologized. Would you like to see your room now? I hope you like the old homestead.
Oh, it's very impressive.
Oh, you are being kind. It's sinister and old and filled with dead things. Yes, the dead could live here very easily. An ideal place for a murder, I always think. I'm sure you'll agree before you've been here for long. This way.
Mrs. Peel had been invited down to Sir Cavalier Rausikana's country home near Exmoor for the weekend. Sir Cavalier was a bridge champion, and he'd wanted to discuss Mrs. Peel's latest article on bridge and mathematics. Mrs. Peel had intended persuading John Steed to accompany her, but Steed had fallen downstairs and severely sprained an ankle. Mrs. Peel went alone, and was more than surprised to find Sir Cavalier not at home, and the old rambling house occupied by his ward, Miss Monsey Chamberlain. In the short while she'd been there, Mrs. Peel had already made up her mind that the stay would be a very unusual one. It had certainly got off to a kinky start.
Do you think I'm kinky?
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Oh, it doesn't matter. You'll get used to me. This way.
Ola led the way up the wide oak stairs, along a landing flanked with suits of armor and tall furniture, and there at the end of the landing was, incongruously, a large swivel door. On the door was painted a life-sized playing card. It was a joker.
What an extraordinary door.
Oh, yes. It doesn't open. Not like an ordinary door. It revolves. Look.
The door spun round. When it stopped, Emma found herself looking at the illustration on the other side of the door. It was the Ace of Spades, the death card.
Extraordinary. Where's my room?
Oh, through here.
I must say the house is magnificent. About 1620, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really know much about these things at all, except that I think this house is dreamy, especially at night. Are you afraid of the dark?
Not especially.
I love the dark. All time. Full of creaks and crawls and chill spines. Oh, one can imagine all sorts of tingles, all sorts of things. This is your room.
Mrs. Peel entered a most gracious room, beautifully furnished with oaken chests, high-backed easy chairs, and dominated by a large, draped, four-poster bed. Mrs. Peel was delighted with it.
But this is charming. Utterly charming.
Yes, it is nice, isn't it? Especially the bed. One can imagine some pale maiden with golden tresses just lying on it, wasting away for her night to come.
Night with a capital K, I presume.
Oh, one never knows one's luck. Of course, it's a bit difficult with a name like I've got. Ula Monse Chamberlain. Monse hyphen Chamberlain.
So you said.
You know what the hyphen is, don't you?
The bar sinister?
Oh, well, at least that's what it was supposed to mean in the olden days. Monse hyphen Chamberlain. Did I tell you about Monse?
Yes, you said he was a pirate.
Yes, that's right. We've had them all in our family. Pirates, judges, soldiers, nuns.
And you?
I'm an actress.
Oh. What have you done recently?
Well, I've only just become an actress. I'd rather be a nun, really. Oh, just imagine making Benedictus and lovely liqueurs.
I think you've got that a little muddled. And the monks make it, not the nuns.
Oh.
But perhaps you could be smuggled into the monastery?
Oh, what fun, all those dirty habits. We've never had a smuggler in the family. Monse was a pirate, but it's not really the same thing, is it?
While Mrs. Peel was unpacking her bag, Ula moved over to the casement window and drew aside the lace curtain. She stared down into the fog. There, in the shrubbery, stood a large man, gazing up at the lighted window.
We've never had a smuggler, or a surgeon, or a dentist. Have I shown you my teeth?
Frequently.
We've never had a politician either.
Well, that could be a blessing in disguise.
Or a murderer. Yet.
Ula, where are the rest of the staff?
Staff?
Well, surely you don't run this place on your own.
Only at the moment, for a little while. Nobody stays for long, you see. It's the end of the world here. So nobody stays for long, except Mrs. Darbright, the housekeeper. She's away at the moment in Scotland visiting her sister. We're between housemaids. The old one left yesterday. The new one arrives Monday.
I see. And you don't mind being here on your own?
I'm not on my own now. There's you, isn't there? Yes. There's you. Well, I better start preparing dinner. It's funny you're not being afraid of the dark.
Mrs. Peel stared at the closed door, shrugged her elegant shoulders, and moved to the window to straighten the lace curtains. She looked out into the fog and down into the grounds. All was still, silent. The fog swirled between the branches of the trees, seeping into the bushes. There was no sign of the man. Down in the kitchen, Ula moved to the refrigerator and took out a large, fat fish. She took it into the scullery and laid it on the huge, scrubbed wooden table. She glanced up at the clock. It ticked its message back at her. She smiled and moved to a rack of shining knives, selected one, tested its edge, and with a gesture that was more one of cruelty than any culinary act, plunged the blade into the fish's belly and prepared supper. Upstairs, Mrs. Peel finished dressing. She'd changed into a trouser evening suit and put the finishing touches to her hair. She glanced round the room before leaving it and noticed for the first time a large oak chest in almost the shape of a coffin. Intrigued, she walked over to it and lifted the lid. She stared at the contents. It was filled with old gramophone records, all old 78s. Just at that moment, quite close at hand, the dinner gong rang out. Ula stood in the open doorway.
Dinner served. Dinner's always served at 8 in this house. It's the only thing Uncle Cavalier's really strict about. Ready?
I'm quite ready. But shouldn't we wait for him?
Oh, no, he's going to be late. He insisted that you go ahead without him.
Oh.
Anyway, it's ready. Come along.
Ula led the way along the passage and through the revolving door. The joker leered down at her. She looked back, and the ace of spades now guarded the way to the bedroom. As they walked downstairs to the dining room, Mrs. Peel said,
How do you know your guardian's going to be late?
What's that? Oh, do be careful of that bit of stair carpet. We don't want you falling down and breaking an ankle, do we?
No.
It can happen, you know, even to the most careful person.
Yes, I know.
Are you a careful person?
Reasonably. You haven't answered my question.
Did you ask one?
How did you know Sir Cavalier is going to be late?
Oh, he phoned me.
As they moved from the stairs across the hall, Mrs. Peel noticed the telephone standing on a table. She was darned sure if it had rung while she was dressing, she would have heard it. She entered the dining room. Quite the loveliest room in the house. The table was long, with magnificent candelabra at both ends. Placemats lined either side of the table. They all depicted playing cards. At either end of the table, 2 places were set. The table mats were both jokers. Ula indicated one.
If you'll sit here.
Thank you. That's strange, playing cards on the table mats.
Oh, they're very friendly. The eyes seem to stare at one alive. When I eat here alone, I played great scenes to them. Scenes full of desperate tragedy. I want to make the eyes weep. It's fish. Oh, the wine's red. Oh, dear, it's all I could find. The wine in the cellar is locked up, you see.
Well, doesn't your uncle trust you?
No, it's not that. He always locks it up when he goes away for any length of... Oh, I just adore red wine, don't you? But it is fish.
Oh, I don't mind. My palate's quite adaptable.
Oh, that's all right, then. There's the bell if you want anything. Just ring and I'll come to you.
Aren't you joining me?
Oh, I'm on dart. Slimming. It's important for an actress to keep her figure. That place at the other end is for Uncle Cavalier when he gets back. Here's the fish. Oh, excuse me.
Mrs. Peel sipped her wine and tasted the fish. Both were excellent. The telephone stopped. Mrs. Peel strained her ears to catch Ula's side of the conversation. She heard nothing. A few minutes later, Ula appeared in the dining room. She was dressed in warm, outdoor clothes.
A friend of mine in the village has been taken ill. She wants me to go over straight away.
Oh, then you must go, of course.
Oh, dear, I don't want to leave you here alone. I mean, I feel a bit bad about it.
I'll be perfectly all right.
It's 5 miles, the village. Even if I cut across the field, I mean, it's a long way.
Well, take my car. Here, the keys are in my handbag. There, I'll explain to your uncle what's happened.
You won't like it here alone. At night.
I'm not the nervous type. I'll probably curl up with a book.
Oh, right you are.
Ula took the keys Mrs. Peel offered, and turning up the collar of her large tweed coat, made for the door.
I'll see you later, then. Oh, there was something else. You're all alone in this big house. Make sure you lock the door.
A short while later, the front door slammed. Mrs. Peel continued with her meal. Upstairs, the revolving door, seemingly unaided, slowly swung round. The joker was replaced by the death card. Watch it, Mrs. Peel. Mrs. Peel didn't know whether to be annoyed or amused at the circumstances in which she found herself. They were unusual, to say the least of it. When a young, attractive woman is invited down to a country house for the weekend, she doesn't expect to dine alone on the very first evening. Yet that was the state of affairs in Sir Cavalier Rausikana's home, for her host had gone to attend a bridge conference, and his ward, Ula, had just left. Mrs. Peel, unaware of any hidden danger, finished her dinner, poured herself a liqueur brandy in a balloon glass, selected a miniature cigar from a box on the drinks table, and moved off to inspect the rooms on the ground floor.
I'm the only person here. I could be holding a house party for 50 in this place. One thing is certain, Sir Cavalier has a lot of money. I wonder how he made it all.
Mrs. Peel was in the study when the tinkle of a bell sounded from another part of the house. It wasn't a doorbell. It seemed to come from the direction of the servants' quarters. Mrs. Peel made her way towards it, pushing open the green baize door that led to the kitchen. The room was silent when she entered. Above the door to the scullery was a large wooden box that contained bells numbering individual rooms. The spring of the bell marking bedroom number 3 continued to tremble gently. Had someone upstairs been trying to call a servant? Mrs. Peel frowned, and shaking her head, dismissed the idea. She walked through into the scullery. The loud ticking of the clock made her look across the room. Her attention was caught by something on the scrubbed wooden table. It was a knife, stuck upright into the surface. There was blood smeared all over the blade.
I said Ola was kinky. This proves it. She guts the fish, prepares it and cooks it. Cleans away all the mess, but leaves this. I must have been crazy to lend her my car.
You're right there, Mrs. Peel. At that moment, Ula, at the wheel of the car, was giggling rather hysterically. Ula was making no real attempt to leave the driveway. She could hardly see in the thick fog. Eventually, she parked the car, got out, and started to walk back in the direction of the house, still giggling. Kinky. Meanwhile, back in London, poor old Steed was limping about his flat, feeling rather sorry for himself. He made coffee in his kitchen and was carrying it through when the sugar basin containing the lump sugar fell from the tray.
Oh, what the devil with it?
The sugar basin fell near the stairs. The lumps of sugar scattered over the bottom steps. As Steed bent down to retrieve them, a glint of metal caught his eye.
What the devil is this? Small metal box? How did that get there, fixed into the side of the stairs?
Steed pulled the device free from its place of concealment and examined it. He touched the spring at the side, and a length of fine tripwire shot out.
Booby trap. Stretched across the stairs, it's guaranteed to trip up anyone coming down. The moment the wire's touched, it withdraws immediately. So that's how I nearly broke an ankle.
Steed hobbled across to the telephone and made a call. George Fancy answered quite promptly.
George Fancy speaking.
George, Steed here.
Oh, Steed. How's the ankle?
Much the same, thanks. George, it's not April the 1st, is it?
What's that?
It's not All Fool's Day.
Well, of course it isn't.
Yes, I thought not.
Steed, are you delirious or something?
My fall down the stairs. It wasn't an accident. Someone fixed a tripwire on the steps. Somebody playing a joke on me.
Now, look here, Steed. You don't mean it, surely?
I most certainly do. Strange you should call that little warning about Max Prendergast being in London, isn't it?
Steed, you don't think... What about Mrs. Peel?
Yeah, that's the reason for this call. Look, I want the address and all the information you can muster on Sir Cavalier Rausikana. Sir Cavalier Rausikana. He's a bridge champion, lives on Exmoor somewhere. Now get everything you can on him immediately and phone me back, will you?
Yes, of course. But Mrs. Peel...
Is visiting him. Now, I must get down to her before some joker gets hold of her, too. You understand?
Mrs. Peel decided to retire to her room and read. She found a suitably relaxing book in the library and made her way up the stairs. She passed through the revolving door, swinging the ace of spades after her. In her room, she noticed that the curtains on the four-poster bed had been closed. She switched on her portable radio.
A further drop in subsidies to counteract the recent potato glut. That concludes the news headlines, and now here is a summary of the weather.
Oh, dear.
Widespread fog is reported tonight in the outlying districts of West and Southwest England. This is particularly dense in and around Exmoor, where the visibility is down to nil.
Oh, Best place bed. Oh.
Mrs. Peel moved over and opened the lid of the coffin-shaped chest.
Now, what are all these old 78s? What's this one? Mademoiselle. And this? The same. They're all the same. How very, very odd.
Mrs. Peel moved to the bed and drew aside the heavy curtains.
Oh, a large teddy bear. Ola upped her tricks again. Oh, that's really a hot water bottle. Well, that could come in handy.
Mrs. Peel broke off in the middle of her thoughts when she heard a strange creaking noise from somewhere in the house. She moved to the bedroom door and opened it. The noise was louder. It sounded like a rocking chair moving, coming from a room at the far end of the corridor. Mrs. Peel walked stealthily towards the far door and threw it open quite suddenly, feeling for the light switch.
Nothing. But the rocking chair, it's still moving.
The furniture appeared to be covered in dust sheets. Mrs. Peel was about to uncover them when the front doorbell rang. Without switching off the light, she ran from the room, along the corridor, through the playing card door, and down the stairs. The bell rang again, more impatiently this time. The fog swirled in through the open doorway. Out of it loomed the shape of a man, a young man. He looked a very odd young man.
Yes? Yes, what is it? What do you want?
Don't you recognize me?
No. Should I?
No. I'm traveling incognito. It's foggy and damp, and standing there in a doorway, you'll get cold.
Look, would you mind telling me who you are and what you want?
I could be the Baron von Dufy, looking for a new stately home. I might buy this place. Cash. The entire grounds, fabric and all.
It's not for sale.
You doubt me. But it could be true, couldn't it? You don't know for a fact that I'm not the Baron von Dufy?
I neither know nor care. Do you know what time it is?
Sorry. It's the jalopy, my car. Over there, down the drive. Run out of petrol.
Well, why didn't you say so in the first place? I can't see a car.
You wouldn't in this fog, would you? But it's there. It's your phone I'm after. Big property deal. I want to buy land here, you see. I also want a gallon of petrol. Or I have to walk home. My feet would get sore. Do you have a phone?
Yes, there's a phone. Come in.
You all alone in this great big house?
The phone is there on the table.
Thanks.
Don't mention it.
Why are you staring at me like that? I don't like being stared at. We, Baron von Dufys, are human, you know.
The strange young man walked over to the telephone. Emma studied him. He was tall, with long, lank hair, an inscrutable face, and a nasty habit of clicking the fingers of his right hand together for no reason. The left hand was covered with a black leather glove. He paused as he was about to lift the receiver and said,
Plastic surgery. That's why you didn't recognize me. Plastic surgery. Had my face fixed. Amazing what they can do nowadays.
Will you please make your call?
Incidentally, I'm not the Baron von Dufy. He's a much smaller man. Also, he's dead.
If you don't make that call...
All right. All right. All right. I'll make the call. This is like a movie situation, isn't it? Tender young girl alone in an old house. Mysterious stranger calls. May I use your phone? She admits him. And then, da-da-da-da. The wires have been cut.
What are you talking about?
It's true.
The strange young man picked up the telephone wires and held them out to Emma. They'd been cut all right.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
The weekend down at Sir Cavalier Rausikana's country home had started very mysteriously and had become more sinister with every hour that passed. Mrs. Peel, deserted by her host and his ward, had thought of an early night, curled up in her four-poster bed with a pleasant novel, untroubled by the fog which was sweeping across Exmoor and enveloping the old house like a white, damp shroud. Mrs. Peel was not a nervous person. She was too used to unusual situations and well capable of taking care of herself. But she was extremely puzzled by the whole affair. John Steed, on the other hand, was more than puzzled. He was frankly very anxious. He'd phoned George Fancy, who, reliable as ever, had called round.
Come in, George, come in.
What's the trouble, Steed?
I'm not sure, but someone put this across my stairs.
Steed held out the device, which was a steel, retractable tripwire.
Well, the moment I tripped, it broke contact and retracted into the metal base, which was fixed neatly into the corner of the stairs. I was lucky. Could have been far worse than a sprained ankle.
Cunning little gadget. Nasty. And you think that...
I don't know what to think, but I can't take any chances. If this is Max Prendergast up to his old tricks, then Mrs. Peel may be in more danger than I am. She's down at this place, Rousikana Hall. Did you find out anything about it?
Yes, I did. It's near a place called Little Dayton.
Got the phone number?
I have, and I tried it. Thought it would save time. It didn't. The phone is dead. Tried twice. Must be something wrong with the line. They have a very thick fog down there, according to the radio.
Can't see why that should affect the phones. You sure?
Yes, quite sure. Try for yourself if you like, but you won't get through.
I don't think I can let it slide.
Neither do I. Another thing. Sir Cavalier Rousikana left this country 4 days ago on a holiday abroad. Officially, that house is empty.
Oh, well, that decides it. Little Dayton. That's the other side of Exmoor, isn't it?
Yes.
It'll take us some time to get there.
If we get there. This fog. Thicker than a pea soup in that area. We may not get through.
We've got to get through. Oh, blast this ankle. I think I can drive the car.
No, don't worry about that. I'll do it. Come on, I'll give you a hand with your hat and coat.
George Fancy walked across to the hall stand. He picked up Steed's thick overcoat and bowler hat. As he did so, a card fluttered to the floor.
What the devil is that?
Playing card? How very odd. Must have been inside your bowler. A joker.
Let me see that.
Here. Ouch!
What's wrong?
Cut myself. Look. There's a razor blade on the back of the card, stuck on with transparent tape. Edge just level with the side of the card. Darn fool thing for anyone to...
George?
Steed,
George, what is it?
Steed,
George?
It was meant for you.
George!
George made no reply. He couldn't. He was dead. The fog grew worse. It wrapped around the old house at Little Dayton, pressing white and clammy against the casement windows. Emma Peel watched the strange young man as in the scullery he hunted through the drawers for something with which to repair the telephone connection.
Any luck?
Nothing. Not even a pair of pliers. Wire pliers. That's what you need to fix that phone.
And I've tried the extension upstairs, too. That's also out of order.
Out of order? I wouldn't call cut wires out of order. More likely deliberately disabled.
But that's ridiculous. I mean, why and who?
You?
You're out of your mind. Now, why?
To keep me here?
Just why would I want to do that?
Oh, I've got vitality, charm.
You've got an over-vivid imagination. I don't think you're at all vital. And to me, you're utterly devoid of charm. The only thing I find at all interesting about you is your ability to lie. Why did you come here?
I told you. Ran out of petrol.
This house is a good half a mile off the road. Why come here?
I saw the lights. Thought the petrol would just about last out and I'd be able to phone.
What lights? There were very few on. You can't see the house from the road in this fog. It would be impossible.
All right. I knew the house was here.
Who were you coming to see?
No one. I told you I'm interested in property. It's my business. Stately homes and all that sort of thing. The Baron von Dufy...
is dead.
So he is. So he is. He's dead, and I'm here. Alone in this great big house with you.
I'm not alone.
Oh, come on now. You can't tell me there's someone hidden.
I shan't be alone for long, anyway. Sir Cavalier, the owner of this house, is due back at any moment.
In this fog? He'll never make it. No one will.
And his ward, Ola, only went to the village. She'll be back soon.
Ola? She's dead. Like the Baron Dufy. Dead. I killed her.
The strange young man picked up the bloodied knife that was stuck in the table. He flourished it at Mrs. Peel.
Take a look in the garden. That's Ula, all over. You see, I said I was traveling incognito, didn't I? It's a fact. I'm really Jack the Ripper.
Mrs. Peel looked at him calmly and coldly.
You could be anybody. I only know one thing. You're a bore. It's late. I'm tired. I want to go to bed.
In that case, would you like me to tuck you up?
The young man put down the knife and stretched an arm round Mrs. Peel's waist.
Mistake. No one does that unless I want them to. Come on.
Mrs. Peel frog-marched the strange young man out of the scullery, through the kitchen and into the hall.
Hey, now look here.
Out. I've had enough of your nonsense.
You're really throwing me out?
I'm really throwing you out.
On a night like this?
What's the matter? Baby, are you scared? Out.
Look, I feel safer back here. It's dreadful outside. Look at the fog. Mark you, this place is too creepy. You can tell the owner it's not grand enough for my retinue.
Out!
All right. I know when I'm not wanted. Oh, by the way, I take it back. About you being alone, I mean. I don't think you are alone in the house. Don't believe me? Then take a look at the dining room. Bye.
As John Steed drove further into the country, the conditions became worse. He was anxious to get down to Exmoor as quickly as possible, but the fog reduced his speed to a snail's pace. Eventually...
The devil? Bashed into something. That's all I need. Oh, well, here goes.
Steed crawled from the car, groped his way to the bonnet, to find that the car radiator was hard up against a signpost. Steed, who was carrying a torch, shone the beam upwards and read,
"From this vantage point, you have a breathtaking view of 4 counties." I'll settle for a hand in front of my face.
Steed limped back to the car with not the foggiest idea of where he was. Emma Peel, remembering the parting words of the young man she'd just thrown out of the house, went through into the dining room. The candles were gutting, but by their light she could see that someone had been in the room. The place at the bottom end of the table had been used. There were the remains of food on the plate, a little wine in the glass, and a cigar butt smouldered in the ashtray. Mrs. Peel left the room rather hurriedly and made for her bedroom. At the top of the stairs she paused. The revolving door now showed the playing card of the Joker facing outwards. So someone had gone through towards the bedrooms.
Joker is right. All right, whoever you are, I'll get ready for you.
Mrs. Peel entered her room and found it normal and welcoming. She crossed to her suitcase and opened it, taking out a revolver.
Fire first, ask questions later. I'm ready.
Down in the fog-shrouded garden, the young man stumbled through the bushes and stopped as he encountered Ula.
Oh, how did you get on?
I think I worried her. I really think I worried her.
Just worried?
Funniest caper I've ever been on. Why try to scare her to death?
I've told you it's a joke, a practical joke.
Well, take my word for it, that one doesn't scare easily. I've done my job. I want to be paid off.
Of course, but you haven't finished yet. You have to scream first.
Okay, I'll give you a real blood-curdler. That good enough?
No. No, I'm afraid it isn't. I think we need the real thing. Don't you?
Ula turned and looked over her shoulder. The bushes parted. The huge figure of a man loomed out of the fog. A large, hairy hand tightened its grip around a pistol.
No! No!
Nancy was dead, killed by a poisoned razor blade hidden at the back of a playing card. The playing card was a joker. John Steed was quick to realize that the booby trap had been meant for him. It had to be the work of Max Prendergast, who had recently broken out of a French jail. Steed knew that another trap had been set for Mrs. Peel. She was in even graver danger than he was. Invited down to the country home of Sir Cavalier Rossicana, Mrs. Peel had found the whole setup more than strange. The only occupant of the house was Sir Cavalier's ward, Ulla, who'd left after dinner. Mrs. Peel, alone, was far from frightened and dealt very capably with the strange young man who'd arrived and tried to scare her. The young man now lay dead among the laurel bushes, and Ulla, a wry smile on her face, watched the killer move towards the back of the house.
Oh, tonight is going to be such fun. I shall see all sorts of super things. I do love watching. It's so interesting. Such fun.
In the house, Mrs. Peel was beginning to think that the whole weekend was far from fun. She'd gone up to her room and prepared for any eventuality, a loaded revolver at her side. She settled herself in a comfortable chair at the foot of the four-poster bed and stretched out a hand for her book. It wasn't there. Mrs. Peel frowned and looked about the room.
The last time that happened, I found a rocking chair moving for no apparent reason. This time, could it be the window?
Mrs. Peel got up and moved to the window. It was then that she noticed a vase of roses on the floor. Had the curtains knocked the vase over? The wind?
In this fog? Most unlikely.
Mrs. Peel stooped and picked up the vase. The stems of the flowers remained in it. The heads of the roses lay on the floor. They had been deliberately snipped off.
Useless. Malicious and totally pointless thing to do. Kinky.
She moved to the table, where she found her book and opened it.
What the devil?
She stared down at a distorted portrait of herself. It was a cut-out picture from a glossy magazine, cut up, pasted down into a vicious gargoyle, a travesty of her face. One eye dropped out into her open hand.
Did I think someone was kinky? Brother, are they sick?
At that moment, the telephone rang.
Steed. It's just got to be John Steed.
Mrs. Peel left the room at top speed. She hurried down the corridor, swung the revolving door round, and belted down the stairs. In the hall, she picked up the telephone.
Steed? Steed!
The line was dead. Mrs. Peel found herself staring at the wires. They were cut. She remembered they had been cut half an hour ago. Even Mrs. Peel was a trifle unnerved. And then, from the kitchen, there came the sound of a door banging. Mrs. Peel went to investigate. The back door was open.
Well, let's hope whoever it is has gone out for good.
Mrs. Peel decided it was going to be a heavy night. She put a kettle on, and it was at that point that she heard the sound of the small bell Ulla had left on the dining room table. Next stop, the dining room. Mrs. Peel made it in record time.
Who is it? Who's there?
No one.
Who's in here? Who rang that bell?
The bell lay on its side, rolling gently to and fro. Mrs. Peel turned to go when she heard the voice.
What? Who's there?
The voice seemed to echo through the house. Was it upstairs? Mrs. Peel moved to the stairs.
Emma, I'm here. I've come back to you. Emma.
Mrs. Peel moved up the stairs. At the top, the revolving card door showed not the Joker as she'd left it, but the death card.
Someone is playing Joker. Well?
She pushed her way through the door and then heard the music. It came from her own room. Emma Peel remembered having seen a very old gramophone in the corner. She also recalled the coffin-shaped chest, which was filled with old 78 records, all of them this tune. She got to her room just as the record finished.
Now, who the devil put that on? I'm fed up with this.
Mrs. Peel, in a sudden outburst which was quite uncharacteristic of her, tore the record from the turntable and smashed it over her knee.
Nerves. That's what they're trying to do. Whittle me down with all these melodramatic tricks. Am I falling for it? Oh, not that again. The rocking chair. Well, this time I'm all set and raring to go. The far room.
Characteristically, Mrs. Peel entered the far room at top speed. She slammed the door open. She stopped dead. For there, in the rocking chair, was a man. He was swaying to and fro.
Right. Stay where you are. Don't move.
The body turned as it fell. The strange young man lay on his back. A bullet hole darkened the center of his forehead. You can't get more dead than dead. John Steed, intent on getting to Mrs. Peel as swiftly as possible, was crawling his way through the fog. He was driving more by instinct than anything else. He knew he was heading west. Otherwise, he had to admit he was lost.
Oh, this is it. Night in the fog. Stuck. Lost.
Hey, you there? Hey, you be out on a rough night, mister.
You don't know a place called Rousikana Hall, do you?
I should think I do, too.
Well, that's where I'm heading. How much further?
You be turning into the driveway right this minute, mister. It be there under your very nose, and you can't be seeing it.
What do you mean this is it?
Yeah, that's right. Just turn up the driveway. Blow me down right on the spot and don't know it. Good night to you.
Good night. Well, first bit of luck I've had today.
The luck didn't last all that long.
Now what?
It was Emma Peel's car. Ulla had left it carelessly parked halfway across the drive. Steed groped his way forward and recognized the car.
Mrs. Peel! Mrs. Peel!
Steed's voice seemed to echo through the heavy fog. Clutching his stick, he limped up the driveway. Best foot forward, Steed. The other one's not much good. Mrs. Peel left the small room at the end of the corridor, determined to get the police immediately. She was on her way downstairs when she heard it.
That record again.
Emma.
And the voice.
Mrs. Peel, still clutching her gun, walked slowly along the corridor, through the revolving card door, and onto the stairs.
Emma. Dear Emma Peel. Dearest Emma.
Where are you?
Emma.
And who are you?
An old friend. A very old friend. Don't be frightened. I don't want to frighten you. Dear Emma.
Just step out where I can see you.
A quiet little chat. That's all I want. About old times.
I don't know you.
Oh, yes, you do.
Then show yourself. Where are you?
Everywhere, anywhere you run to, I'll be there. I am inescapable. I may be right over here, or just by your shoulder. You can't see me, but I can stretch out a hand and touch you.
Mrs. Peel made for the front door.
The key has gone, Emma. You won't get out that way.
Let me out.
Which way will you go?
No! Let me out! Let me out! No!
Oh, here. All right, here. Everywhere you go, I shall be. I am everywhere waiting for you, Emma, my dear.
Let me out!
Wait for you to hold you in
more by luck than judgment, had stumbled across the entrance to Rausikana Hall. He knew he was at the right place when he crashed into Emma Peel's car in the fog. Ulla had left it parked across the driveway. Steed had to walk up to the old house. He limped his way along painfully and slowly. In the house, Mrs. Peel found herself trapped. She'd known for some time that she wasn't alone. Too many mysterious things had been happening. Someone was deliberately baiting her, playing tricks upon her, trying to frighten her. But why? For what reason? And with what object? All these thoughts flashed through Mrs. Peel's mind as she listened to the voice that echoed around the hallway.
I'm over here, Emma Peel, at the top of the stairs. Come to me, Emma Peel.
Mrs. Peel looked up the stairs. The revolving door was slowly moving. The Joker turned inwards. Facing her was the death card. Mrs. Peel shot up the stairs at top speed and swung the door round.
Where are you? Come on. Come out and face me. I'm not the frightened, lily-livered one. I don't hide behind voices. Where are you?
Here, Emma.
What?
Mrs. Peel swung round. There was no one there, just the grinning face of the Joker on the door.
Try your bedroom. I might be there, waiting for you, waiting to hold you in my arms. Dear Emma.
Just come near enough to try, that's all.
But I am here. Very near. Try the bed, Emma. Behind the curtains of the four-poster bed.
There, sitting up in bed, his eyes staring out at her, was the dead young man. Mrs. Peel felt her nerves cracking.
Filthy, foul, crazy madman. Where are you?
Listen, Emma.
Downstairs. That music is coming from downstairs. All right. One thing at a time. I don't know how you're doing these trick voices, but you can't put on a gramophone without using a gramophone. There's one in here. That's not it. The other one is down in the study.
Mrs. Peel ignored the laughter that seemed to follow her wherever she went. She made her way down to the study. Yes, there was the gramophone, with the old 78 record playing on it.
Don't you like that tune, Emma? You should remember it. It was a favorite when we knew each other. I'm over here, Emma. I really am. I'm in the dining room. Want to come to me, Emma?
The voice did sound as though it was from the dining room. Mrs. Peel entered cautiously.
Where are you? Are you really in here?
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm here. At the head of the table.
The candles on the table were nearly out, spluttering and flickering. The end of the table was in deep shadow, but there was a man sitting there, a menacing figure hunched in the high-backed chair. The man moved, stretched out an enormous, hairy hand, and took an apple, a green, hard apple, from the dish in front of him. He polished it gently.
Why not come a little nearer, Emma Peel?
Mrs. Peel did so, still keeping her gun trained in the direction of the voice. It was then that she noticed the photograph of herself on the table.
Yes, your face was always perfect, so symmetrical. Not a thing out of place. It's such a pleasure to see you again, Emma. I've thought of you often, you know. I like to think that just once in a while you've thought of me.
Who are you?
Remember the song, Emma? Mademoiselle. Paris. Eating apples by the Seine.
The hairy hand clutched at the apple, tightened around it, crushing it to pulp.
I could crush your scalp just as easily as I can this apple.
No chance. Keep both hands on the table and tell me who you are.
You still don't know? That tune doesn't tell you?
Move into the light. Then I'll know.
Paris. Not so long ago. I think for one reason or another, Paris is the most exciting city in the world. It certainly was in our day. And it is certainly the most dangerous.
It can only be one person. Max Prendergast.
There, you see. You knew all along, didn't you?
Max Prendergast.
You were always teasing me so charmingly.
He picked up another apple, lifted a very sharp knife and began slicing it. The hairy hands delicately popping each segment into his flabby mouth.
Those days were all too few, Emma. But I shall always be grateful for them. Oh, and grateful to you. Do you remember that last day?
There is little or nothing about you that I care to remember.
I was leaving for Rio, but I had to see you before I left.
Ah, yes, I forgot.
Had you? I hadn't, you know. You wouldn't let me leave. I kept telling you I had a plane to catch, but you wouldn't let me go. You flattered me outrageously. How could I refuse?
What is it you want?
A chat. Just a chat. A quiet chat.
Why go to all this trouble if all you want is a talk?
No, it was no trouble. I've been enjoying myself. Did you like the roses in your room? There were roses in the room that day, and we kept playing the tune, Mademoiselle. I thought you were my Mademoiselle. It wasn't quite fair, you know, to have kept me there with the roses and the music. You knew I wanted to take that plane. And there was that man. What was his name? Steed. John Steed. You flattered me, flirted with me until he came. And then there was a nasty scene. Do you remember? The police and the arrest.
You deserved everything you got. You sold people from east to west as though they were cattle.
Oh, my dear, a few insignificant refugees.
No human being is insignificant. Not those few refugees or that man upstairs. Did you have to kill him?
Man upstairs? Oh, him. Yes, I had to kill him.
Just like that.
It was your fault. You shouldn't have made me miss that plane. I loved you, Emma, and you betrayed me.
And I hated you. And what you did and what you were. People like you have to be stopped. If I had to do it all over again, I would. I'd use any trick to see you behind bars, Prendergast.
They destroyed me in there, in that place, being locked up all those years. It killed me. I died. They give you magazines in there, in that place. Your face often appeared. Whenever I saw your picture, I always cut it out with plastic scissors. They let you have plastic scissors. They aren't very sharp, you see. Not as sharp as this knife.
Prendergast stood up. Mrs. Peel had forgotten what a giant of a man he was. He advanced slowly down the length of the table, holding the knife out towards her. Mrs. Peel, gun at the ready, backed into the hall.
Keep away now. Stand back or I'll drop you.
In the hallway, Mrs. Peel stopped. From the top of the stairs, a voice said...
Oh, how exciting! A knife and a gun!
Ola!
That's right. And I've got a gun, too.
You see, I'm not alone anymore, Emma. I found someone who understands me, who's in sympathy with me.
Yes, that's right.
Ola, do you know what kind of a man he is? Do you have any idea?
He's going to kill you. He said I could watch.
Max advanced on Emma, knife outstretched.
You're asking for it. You're going to make me kill you.
I'm dead, Emma. You can't kill me twice.
Oh, what fun. You said I could watch.
Then watch this.
Your gun's only got blanks in it. Mine hasn't.
Ulla fired. Mrs. Peel ducked and threw her gun at Ulla. It was a good shot, catching her under the chin. Mrs. Peel didn't wait for more. She shot up the stairs, grabbed Ulla's hand that held the gun. It dropped, skidded through the banisters into the hall.
Leave me. No, leave me.
Mrs. Peel got a hold on Ulla and threw her at the revolving door. She went through it, spinning it off its central pivot, and landed unconscious on the other side.
Here goes.
Mrs. Peel swung over the banisters and dropped into the hall. She made for Ulla's gun, but...
Too late.
Mrs. Peel was looking down the wrong end of it.
No. A bullet would be too quick. Too quick.
Prendergast moved in. Mrs. Peel tackled him. In the struggle, the candelabra was knocked over. Mrs. Peel found the hairy hands grasping her throat, squeezing.
Mamselle, die, my mamselle. That lovely face, let me cut it, as I get so many photographs. Now!
Prendergast had the strength of a madman. Mrs. Peel's eyes glazed as the pressure on her throat increased.
The knife! The knife!
Prendergast forced Mrs. Peel to her knees. He bent over her to deliver the coup de grace. Then it seemed as though the roof fell in.
Spot a bother, Mrs. Peel?
Just a little, Steve. I must say you play your cards at the right time. That's Max Prendergast. He escaped from jail.
Not for long. Thought I'd give you a lift home. That is, unless you want to stay for the rest of the weekend.
You've just got to be joking, Steve.
Oh, I'm no joker. He is. There's one in every pack, you know. Well, fog's lifting. Want to go home, Mrs. Peel?
Now, from the makers of cold water Omo.
The room had a definite Middle Eastern atmosphere. A high ceiling, no doors, but many curved ornamental archways covered by brocade curtains. Dim lighting from behind Moorish screens, and, of course, the heavy scent of incense. It could have been a setting from a very old Hollywood movie of the Arabian Nights. From behind some heavy drapes, two men moved into the room, moving lightly over the rich Persian carpets.
This is it, all right, Ronnie?
Yes, I think so, George. What an extraordinary setup.
Quite. But you know what we always say. Once a foreigner, always a foreigner.
Well, let's give the place a good going over. You search the desk.
Right. There's nothing much here.
God, it's very encouraging. Hey, look at this.
What is it?
Well, if I didn't know better, I'd say it was an Aladdin's lamp.
You better rub it. It might be able to solve us all this work.
Right, here goes. Bring us luck, eh?
The Avengers. John Steed and Emma Peel. The Avengers.
Episode 1 of this story, in which John Steed and Emma Peel embark on the strange case of the fantasy game. The skies over London were dark and filled with rain clouds. A cold wind blew the fine drizzle into deserted thoroughfares and empty alleyways. It was not a night to be out, and few people were. Big Ben sonorously chimed midnight. Half a mile away, the sound floated unnoticed through the ornate Arabian apartment where the two agents, Ronnie Westcott and George Reed, recoiled in amazement from the vivid flash of light that lit up the whole room. They gasped as smoke filled one corner, and out of it stepped a shadowy figure in flowing robes. As the haze cleared, both men saw the snout of a Sten gun leveled towards them.
No! No!
George Reed was mowed down by a hail of bullets. Ronnie Westcott, who was closer to the arched entrance, sprinted through the velvet drapes as the Sten gun swung round on him. The figure ran forward in pursuit, firing all the time. When it reached the passageway, there was no sign of Ronnie. The man paused, crouched to the ground, wiped his hand on the carpet and brought it up sticky with blood. Clearly, Ronnie was hit. The man smiled cruelly and turned back into the room, standing over the body of George Reed with great satisfaction. The rain continued to fall over London for the next 2 or 3 hours. Then the wind changed. The clouds disappeared, and by dawn it was dry and pleasant and far warmer. Across Hampstead Heath that morning came the sound of a woman's laughter. They'd been to a party which had lasted far longer than they'd anticipated.
Oh, the top of the morning to you, Mrs. Peel.
And a very good morning to you, Steed. If the morning's as fun as the night was, we should have a good day ahead.
Right. Nothing like an early morning walk to start things off.
Or finish things up.
Coffee at my place, I think.
Splendid suggestion.
Good. Step out then, Mrs. Peel. Step out.
A short while later, at the entrance to Steed's apartment...
coffee?
No. Brother stand right across the hall. Well, up with it. Right. I'll attend to the bacon and eggs.
Oh, 2 eggs for me, sunny side up. And I think I'd...
What the devil's happened here?
Steed looked around him. 2 pictures on the walls were hanging awry. A third was knocked to the floor. A small table lay on its side, surrounded by broken glasses.
You weren't expecting visitors, were you, Steed?
Steed didn't reply, but moved to the kitchen to check the state of affairs there and in the other rooms. Mrs. Peel, looking around, found a mark on the wall almost hidden by the settee. The mark was blood, a stark red handprint. She knelt to examine it, and a second print lower down. As she stretched out her hand...
Please.
Oh, no.
A blood-stained hand reached to Mrs. Peel's. Ronnie Westcott was lying behind the settee, his eyes staring upwards in a glazed manner. The other hand was clutched to his chest, wet with blood.
Mrs. Peel? Mrs. Peel, what is it? Oh, Ronnie Westcott.
I'll phone for a doctor.
No, mustn't leak out. Top security. I'm finished anyway. No, doctor.
How did this feel?
Steed, listen carefully. George Reed, myself, we stumbled onto something big, important, full story in George's rooms. Evidence.
Where is George?
George is dead.
Who did this, Ronnie? Who was it?
Jeannie.
Jeannie who? Who is she?
Honey. Beware. Steed up.
Ronnie Westcott. He's one of the best undercover men in the business. Was.
Steed, what did he say?
Something about a woman named Jeannie. A good-looking woman. He said she was a honey. Well, call MI5, Mrs. Peel. Q Division Colonel Robertson. Tell him what's happened. He'll arrange to have Ronnie collected quietly without any fuss.
Where will you be?
He said there was a full report of all this in George's room. I'm going to collect it.
George Reed's dead body still lay where it had fallen hours before. The tapestries at the far end of the Arabian room were parted. A powerful-looking Turkish man entered, expensively, immaculately dressed. The robed assassin led him across to where the dead man lay.
There, Mr. Arcady. This is the man, and this is his wallet.
George Reed. You say the other one got away, Vincent?
Yes, but he was hit. I didn't miss him. He can't live long.
I trust not. It is a pity you allowed him to escape. The thing to do now is cover all traces. I will attend to this one. An address. The address on this card from the wallet. You see what you can find.
Yes, very well, Mr.
And, Vincent, whatever you find, destroy it.
George Reed, the late George Reed, lived in rooms in North London. John Steed knew where they were and drove over, but he was just a little late. The man Vincent got there ahead of him. He had shed his conspicuous robes, and he was dressed all in black. A sinister, slight figure who moved with assurance to the front door of the apartments. Working skillfully at the lock, he was soon inside.
George Reed. So this is where he lived.
There were 2 rooms, a bed-sitting room and a smaller one that Reed must have used as a study. Vincent chose the latter, moved first to the desk, pulling out the drawers, rummaging through their contents. Breaking into the locked drawer ruthlessly, he found a metal wastepaper basket and began filling it with papers from the locked drawer. Then he moved to the filing cabinet. It was, of course, locked, but that didn't present any problems.
Easy. It must be in here. Yes, the file marked QQF. Yes, so this must go.
Vincent tipped the contents into the wastepaper basket and lit a match. He watched the flames devour the papers with satisfaction. When the last one had curled into a charred brown wafer, he took a ruler from the desk and stirred the ashes. Satisfied that no one could restore the contents, he moved towards the door. It was then that John Steed entered. Vincent quickly moved into the protection of a large cupboard that stood near the door. Steed entered cautiously and was immediately aware of the smell of burning. He looked around, spotted the wastepaper basket, and moved over to it. Vincent, in the shadows, drew from his belt a long, oriental dagger. Steed touched the wastepaper basket and recoiled from the heat just as Vincent lunged forward. The knife came down, but Steed had moved sideways. The knife ripped his coat. Steed grabbed at the knife hand just in time. The two men grappled. Steed found himself staring at the stockinged mask. With a vicious twist, Vincent stabbed again, but Steed was prepared this time. The knife fell to the floor. Vincent got a better grip and tripped Steed, who fell back against the cabinet. Vincent moved in, but Steed bounced back from the cabinet, knocked Vincent sideways. Steed got a hold and with one swift movement threw Vincent over his head towards the window. The effort made Steed fall to his knees, but by the time he'd scrambled to his feet and made for the window, Vincent had picked himself up and was running down the alleyway. Steed paused, realized pursuit was impossible, and picked up the knife from the carpet.
Well, this should be useful. Definitely not made in Sheffield.
Steed placed the knife on the desk and inspected the filing cabinet and the wastepaper basket. It was clear that Vincent had done a good job on getting rid of everything Steed was looking for. Finally, Steed moved over to the tall cupboard by the door.
Cupboard filled with dozens of jars, all marked Best British Honey. Well, this can't be for real.
In Steed's apartment, Mrs. Peel waited patiently. Eventually, the doorbell rang.
Steed's forgotten his key. Not again.
It was the postman.
Morning, miss. Ready's a package. Just so I know, will you?
Oh, right. Thank you.
Thank you, miss.
Mrs. Peel moved back into the room. Ronnie Westcott's body had been removed, but she still glanced with apprehension towards the spot behind the settee. She sat down on the settee and studied the parcel, turning it over in her hands. On the back was a label. Mrs. Peel read,
B. Bumble and Company. A gift from George Reed. Best British Honey. Now, what the devil does that mean?
What indeed? John Steed and Emma Peel, returning to Steed's apartment after a quite splendid all-night party, found a dying undercover agent, Ronnie Westcott, lying behind the settee. Before he died, Ronnie managed to gasp out the fact that his fellow agent, George Reed, had been killed. He muttered something about genie and honey, and the fact that full information could be found in George Reed's rooms. Steed had gone to the rooms and been attacked by a man in a stockinged mask. In the following fight, the man had got away after Steed had thrown him through the window and left Steed with a curious oriental dagger. Steed, upon searching the rooms, realized that all the important information had been destroyed. He'd also discovered a cupboard filled with jars of honey, all similarly marked Best British Honey, just like the package Mrs. Peel was holding.
Now, why the devil should George Reed send Steed a jar of honey? Hello?
Glad to know, Mrs. Peel.
What's the news, Steed?
Someone beat me to George Reed's rooms. Nasty creature wearing a mask and suffering from halitosis. Just as well he was wearing the mask, really. He got away leaving me with a ripped jacket and a curious dagger.
What about all the gem that the two agents had collected?
All burned.
So we don't know what they were onto.
Not at the moment. Reed seems to have had a bit of a sweet tooth. He's got a whole cupboard filled with jars of honey.
Honey? Steed, you've just had a parcel through the post. It's a jar of honey sent by George Reed.
What? Well, that settles it. Ronnie Westcott said the word honey before he died. And there could be something contained in these jars. I'd better go through them all. It'll be a long job.
Right. I'll pay a visit to B. Bumble and Company, makers of Best British Honey. Be a busy bee, Steed, won't you? Bye-bye.
The Turkish gentleman, who was known as Arkady, was a health fiend and spent a considerable number of hours in the local health centre. He was there, concealed to his neck in a steam box, when Vincent reported his recent encounter with Steed.
So you left him there. That was very foolish, Vincent, very foolish. Now grab that towel and wipe my forehead.
Yes, of course. But I did destroy the files, Mr. Arkady.
Nevertheless, there may be a general hue and cry. We must continue to cover all traces.
Yes, Mr. Arkady.
The honey shop, Bernie.
Yes, sir.
Now go with Vincent. Vincent, take Bernie with you. You seem unable to look after yourself. Now take him and go to the honey shop. Check up there. You know what you have to do.
Yes, Mr.
And don't fail this time. And tell him to get me out of this sweatbox, please. Now.
So, both Mrs. Peel and the opposition both made their way to the curious establishment of B. Bumble & Co. Outside the building hung the sign, "Homemade honey from hilariously happy hives." Mrs. Peel raised an exquisitely curved eyebrow. Her lips twitched into a smile as she opened the door.
Anyone at home? Obviously no one in the hive.
Who's there? Who's there? Good morning, dear lady, good morning.
Good morning.
Mrs. Peel found herself confronted by a rotund, cheerful little man who wore a beekeeper's hat with a veil and a long white coat.
Oh, forgive me. I've been attending to my little charges, my bees, buzzing round their hives, so to speak.
Must be exhausting work.
Oh, but rewarding, you know. Yes. Reward always at your service.
Oh?
Treat my little bees like little children, for after all, make bumble honey. Now, dear lady.
Can you arrange that?
But of course. That's what encircles the globe. Syrup in Sweden, nectar in Nyasaland, honey in the Himalayas. You just give me the address, and I'll dispatch it post-haste. How much do you wish to send?
Just a jar or two.
Of which particular kind? You see, our six-legged friends are very versatile. I have 365 different kinds of honey. Just imagine. Breakfast toast for a whole year, and never the same flavor twice.
Except in leap year.
Oh, quite so.
Well, I thought this would be rather nice.
Mrs. Peel produced the honey jar sent to Steed by post. She handed it to Bumble, who peered at it short-sightedly.
Yes.
It was at this point that the shop door opened. Vincent and Bernie entered.
Oh, I'll be with you soon. Won't keep you a moment, gentlemen. Now, let me see. Yes, strength 3, pure syrup without wax. 2 jars, you said. Well, now, if you'll just put the address on these labels...
Yes, of course. That jar was sent to me by a friend of mine, a Mr. George Reed.
Vincent, who had been studying bottles of honey on various shelves, immediately took notice.
Perhaps you know him. Mr. George Reed?
Reed. Oh, no, dear lady, I'm sure you'll understand. We get so many customers, you know, so many.
But this was sent only the day before yesterday. The postmark on the package says...
Oh, a day before yesterday. Well, in that case, of course, I wouldn't remember him. And you, dear lady, must be mistaken.
But I'm not. I can't be.
Oh, but you are. The day before yesterday, I was at the Bahrainian embassy, making a personal delivery of my delicious honey. And this shop, dear lady, was shut.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. Now, will that be all?
Yes, thank you. You will see that the honey is dispatched right away, won't you?
Oh, of course. With Bumble, there's never a fumble. Never fear, dear lady, never fear.
I'll try not to.
Granny, follow her. Follow the girl. You know what to do.
Right. And now, dear sir, what can I do for...
Just keep quiet to start with.
Vincent pointed the muzzle of his gun into the short, fat man's stomach.
Get behind the counter. Quick. Come on, move.
Poor old Steed. He'd been investigating the contents of those honey jars for hours. He was still clad in the dinner jacket from the party of the night before. Lots of empty jars surrounded him as he pitched yet another quantity of honey down the sink in George Reed's kitchen. The telephone rang. Steed resisted the desire to wipe his fingers on his torn jacket. He licked them instead and headed for the phone.
Hello?
Hello. That's Reed, Mr. George Reed.
Speaking. Who is this?
We haven't actually met, but I am Ponsonby Hopkirk. Ponsonby Hopkirk of QQF.
Yes.
I understand that you made an appointment to see me at the QQF this morning. Well, I wonder if you mind making it a bit later. Say 12 o'clock. Would that be all right?
Yes, perfectly.
Good. I see you later then.
Mr. Hopkirk, this is silly of me, but the QQF, I've quite forgotten the address.
Beaver Street, Mr. Dean. 10 Beaver Street.
Yes, I know, but, hello? Are you there? Hello? The QQF? Beaver Street?
Beaver Street is in Westminster, a short street leading down to the Thames. Steed had little difficulty in finding it. He parked outside, and slipping his overcoat over the torn dinner jacket, he approached a door which read, "The QQF Inc. Knock and enter." Steed did so. Steed found himself in the passageway leading to the Arabian room. Soft carpets clung to the walls, tapestries draped them, and there was the heavy smell of incense.
Back in the Middle East after all these years. And the difference is that it's so badly lit. Not even a red light inside. Oh, well.
Steed moved forward, and pushing aside the drape over the archway, entered the main room. It appeared to be empty. A dry cough from behind a Moorish screen made him swing round.
Beg your pardon. I was looking for a Mr. Hopkirk.
I am Napoleon. At least that is whom I'm about to become. Please do not disturb me.
Steed, peering through the gloom, saw the reclining figure of a man dressed as Napoleon lying on a divan. Steed approached.
Look, I'm terribly sorry about that retreat from Moscow, and I don't wish to disturb your dreams about Josephine, but I am still looking for Mr. Ponsonby Hopkirk. Mr. Ponsonby Hopkirk of the QQF?
Did I hear my name mentioned? Mr. Ponsonby Hopkirk. Mr. Reed, isn't it? Mr. George Reed.
Yes, that is... yes.
Let me take you by the hand, Mr. Reed.
Well, if you insist.
Welcome to the QQF. Doubly welcome. You're not in a great hurry, are you? You'll wait. You'd like tea, coffee, perhaps, or a drink?
A drink.
Right away.
Ponsonby Hopkirk reached out a hand and took up what appeared to be a replica of an Aladdin's lamp. He rubbed it suddenly.
Hey, presto. Open sesame and all those camp sayings. Look.
Steed looked. Appearing through the haze of smoke stepped an attractive, scantily dressed young lady. She advanced towards him.
Would you like something?
How do you like my little genie?
Genie?
The service with a smile, eh? We live up to our name. QQF. Quite fantastic. We live out everyone's fantasies for them, and so relieve the emotional tensions. Tell me, are there any fantasies we can do for you?
Well, at the moment, I think I've got my brain full. Do you mind if I sit down and think all this out, Mr. Ponsonby Hopkirk?
John Steed and Emma Peel, investigating the deaths of two top undercover agents, had worked upon two clues. One was given to Steed when a gentleman who called himself Mr. Ponsonby Hopkirk phoned George Reed's rooms. Steed had been searching them and had answered the phone, pretending to be George. Mr. Ponsonby Hopkirk said he was from an organization known as QQF, and Steed made an appointment, as George Reed, to call upon him. Steed had left Mrs. Peel to follow up on another clue, which was a jar of honey. Mrs. Peel had called it Bee Bumbles, the makers of the honey, and had a most interesting talk to Mr. Bumble himself. While she was in his shop, Vincent and Bernie, Mr. Arcady's henchmen, had arrived. Vincent stayed in the shop, but sent Bernie to follow Mrs. Peel. Later, he reported to Arcady, who was, about his usual business, looking after his health. He was in the health centre, lying face downwards, on a warm marble slab, being given a massage.
Good. Good, Vincent. So you took care of everything at the honey shop.
Oh, yes, there was nothing you need worry about there, Mr. Arcady.
You mentioned that you sent Bernie off after the woman who called while you were in the shop.
Yeah, well, she was there when we arrived. I heard her mention the name George Reed, so I thought she might be dangerous. You know, someone checking up.
You don't know her name.
No, but I thought it best to send Bernie off to...
Perfectly correct procedure, Vincent.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Arcady.
Bernie knows what to do, I presume.
Oh, yes, Mr. Arcady. Bernie knows what to do, all right, never fear.
Bernie followed Mrs. Peel, who made her way back to John Steed's apartment. She'd just got in and was checking the postmark on the package of honey that had been sent to Steed when the doorbell rang.
Now, who the devil's that? Steed back? Oh, surely not.
Bernie stood in the doorway. He was holding his hat deferentially in front of him. There was a menacing silence. Bernie said,
Goodbye. May I come in for a minute?
Mrs. Peel looked at him, sensed something very wrong, and jumped aside just as Bernie fired through the hat, missed Mrs. Peel by inches. She grabbed the door and swung it back on his hand. Bernie leapt forward. Mrs. Peel chopped at his gun hand. The gun went off again. Mrs. Peel closed in, fighting for her life. She couldn't make him drop the gun. All she could do was prevent him from turning it upon her. He was strong, too strong for Mrs. Peel. She changed her tactics, let go of the gun arm, and seized the other one. She gave a terrific throw, and Irish whipped him sideways across the room. He hurtled across a table and crashed into the wall. Mrs. Peel hurried over to where Bernie lay on the floor. She turned him over. His eyes gazed up, staring but sightless. He still held the gun, crooked back against his chest. There was a small hole in his coat. A red stain seeped across his shirt. He was dead. Meanwhile, John Steed sat in the Arabian room of QQF, waiting his turn to be interviewed by Mr. Ponsonby Hopkirk. Next to him, a gentleman dressed as Napoleon sat sullen and silent. The curtains parted. Hopkirk fussed his way into the room, ushering a man in mountaineering dress in front of him.
Goodbye, Sir Hilary, for another week. We'll get to the top next week. Meanwhile, I think you've done awfully well to ever reach the South Col. Goodbye. Now, who's next? Yes, you, sir. Napoleon. Come, everything is ready for you. Wellington is just getting his boots on. It's the far room on the right. Look for the sign saying Waterloo.
Napoleon got up, thrust one hand into the front of his coat, and marched off without a word. Hopkirk turned to Steed.
Now, Mr. Reed, I'm so sorry to keep you waiting, but it's been so busy here today. 4 men who wanted to be cowboys, can you imagine? Some people never grow up. We had to stage the gunfight at the old corral in order to satisfy them. Oh, such a production, I assure you. Everyone wanted to be ambushed. But now, I can give you my undivided attention. So tell me, what can QQF do for you?
Well, firstly, I'd like to know a little more of what it's all about.
Oh, you haven't received our literature? Our advertising handouts?
I'm afraid not.
Oh, dear, how very remiss of me. Well, then, the QQF is the Quite Fantastic Incorporated. We help you to satisfy your innermost repressed desires. All of us are dreamers, you know. We indulge in fantasies such as what I would do if I won the Irish sweep, what it would be like to spend an hour or so with Brigitte Bardot. Oh, all very healthy. But some people find it hard to get rid of their fantasies in action. They become repressed and subsequently depressed. We, in a nutshell, Mr. Reed, create the fantasies and let you live them, getting rid of all those nasty repressions. Would you like some honeyed crumpets and a pot of tea? Honey? Or jam? Or treacle?
No, thank you, no.
Oh, it all began with the Arabian Nights, you know.
What did?
The QQF. Yes. As a boy, I was fascinated by the tales of the Arabian Nights. I would dream of living in that exotic era. Then one day I thought, well, why dream? Why not make my dream a reality?
I see.
After that, it was easy. I created this place. Oh, it was a matter of the right decor, the right atmosphere, plus a few tricks. This Aladdin lamp,
for instance?
Hopkirk picked up the lamp and waved it under Steed's nose.
Rubbing it sets up an electronic impulse that rings a bell in the cellar. My little genie then pops up through a trapdoor in the floor. Oh, just a theatrical trick, but a very effective one, don't you think?
Very.
Then I started to think of the commercial possibilities, creating other people's dreams and fantasies. And so QQF was born.
I see.
Within these portals, Mr. Reed, you can stand beside Nelson at Trafalgar, fight with General Custer, become Genghis Khan, a Roman emperor, a world heavyweight champion of the world. 1 million fantasies can be created with a few simple tricks, such as you have already seen.
I don't care if it actually happened or not. I'm not taking any more, I tell you. Let them march on their stomachs as much as they like. I'm leaving. Goodbye, Mr. Hopkirk.
The man, who was dressed as Napoleon, stomped through the Arabian room, his face blackened, one sleeve of his jacket missing, the sole of one boot split and flapping, and an enormous hole through his hat.
Goodbye, Mr. Napoleon. Don't worry, better luck next time. Now, Mr. Reed, your own fantasy. Could I suggest an intrepid trapper? Or a cavalryman at Balaclava? Aha. I see you wear a dinner jacket in the daytime. Do I detect a suppressed desire to be a band leader, perhaps?
Not really, no.
You wish to break the bank at Monte Carlo? Or, got it. You want to be a secret agent.
Steed gave Hopkirk a keen look. You're being sent up, Steed?
Yes, indeed. Ideal for you. Licensed to kill. Pitting your wits against a diabolical mastermind. Make a nice change for your everyday humdrum existence, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Certainly make a change.
But no doubt you have a little fantasy of your own. What do you find attractive?
Well, I quite like that bit about an hour with Brigitte Bardot, but, well, actually, I think I'd like the same as Ronnie Westcott.
Eh?
Ronald Westcott. Well, he is a client of yours, isn't he?
Westcott? Ronnie Westcott? Oh, yes, but I hardly think
you did create a fantasy for him, didn't you?
Well, I was working on it, yes, but I wouldn't have thought it was you.
Oh, come now, if it was good enough for Ronnie.
Well, all right. I'll let you know when it's arranged. I can't say how long it will take, but I'll be in touch when it's ready.
Fine. Thank you so much. I'll be getting along then. Oh, by the way, what is it? The fantasy, I mean, what am I to be?
Oh, chief eunuch in a harem.
Brigitte Bardot's no good to you now, Steed. Steed went home rather quickly, and who could blame him? He still looked a little stunned as he entered his apartment and made for the liquor cabinet, pouring himself a large drink. It was then that he noticed a pair of legs sticking out from behind the settee. Sighing impatiently, he picked up the phone and put through a call.
Hello? Hello, Q Division? Is that Colonel Robertson? Steed here. Yeah, look, Colonel, didn't the body in my flat? Moved right away, please. Yeah, but it's very untidy, and I don't know what the cleaning woman will think when she... What's that? You already have? No, it's another body entirely. Yes, a different one. Well, Colonel, I have absolutely no control what happens here while I'm out. No, I am not trying to corner the market. And furthermore,
But the line went dead.
Everything's dead. Except Ponsonby Hopkirk's fantasy. They're far too much alive for my liking. Murder, mayhem, corpses littering the living room. I've got a distinct feeling.
John Steed, pretending to be the dead undercover agent George Reed, had kept his appointment with Mr. Ponsonby Hopkirk and found that QQF stood for quite fantastic. An organization that more than lived up to its name. It was Hopkirk's own brainchild. An establishment where people could get rid of their inhibitions by acting out their fantasies. Steed had seen a mountaineer who wished to be Sir Edmund Hillary and a quaint gentleman who wished to be Napoleon. Steed had got away from the place before getting too involved, and returning to his own apartment, had found the body of Ronnie Westcott had been taken away as arranged, but in its place lay another dead man. His name was, or rather had been, Bernie, and he'd followed Mrs. Peel back there after overhearing her conversation with Mr. Bumble in the honey shop. In the life-and-death struggle that followed his attempt to shoot Mrs. Peel had lived and Bernie had died. And Mrs. Peel, as she told Steed on the tape, had gone back to Bumbles.
Hello? Hello, Mr. Bumble? Mr. Bumble? Oh, there you are, Mr. Bumble. I wonder if you could tell...
Mrs. Peel walked across the shop to the counter. Bumble sat behind it, propped up on his elbows, apparently dozing.
Mr. Bumble?
He was dead. Mrs. Peel was about to move away when she noticed a scrap of paper by the body. She picked it up and looked at it. It was headed...
Application form, the QQF Incorporated, 10 Beaver Street, name Vincent East. Worth a try, I suppose.
Vincent East, whose application form now rested in Mrs. Peel's handbag, was reporting back to his boss, Arcady, who was sitting on a couch in the health centre manicuring his nails.
My dear Vincent, now what has happened to Bernie?
I don't know, Mr. Arcady. He's been gone a number of hours. He should have reported back by now. Well, he ought to have.
Ought? It would have been better had you attended to the girl yourself, Vincent.
Yes, Mr. Arcady, but you said that...
We'll give him 1 hour, no more. Then we must presume the worst and take the necessary action.
Yes, Mr. Arcady. The QQF.
You are due there soon, are you not? Make haste then, Vincent, make haste. You mustn't miss your third fantasy, must you?
Mrs. Peel had no difficulty in finding the QQF, and pretending to be a newspaper woman, she quickly got in to see Mr. Hopkirk, who immediately outlined the function of the organization to her. Mrs. Peel listened in fascination.
Specific cases, you say? Well, I suppose my most ambitious fantasy to date was the sinking of the Titanic. Several of my staff had to be resuscitated afterwards.
Any failures?
Oh, never. Although the Titanic was nearly sabotaged by an elderly actress who claimed to have been in cavalcade and said Noel Coward's was far more satisfying, I ask you. Of course, my list of successes is enormous. Hannibal crossing the Alps, and very many assassinations, riding a Derby winner.
Assassinations?
Yes, we've had several of those. Very difficult, some of them.
Well, how can you go about an assassination? For our readers.
Well, first our client selects his victim. A VIP, perhaps, or an important businessman. Then we arm our client with this.
Hopkirk produced an automatic with a long snout and a telescopic sight on top.
And then we put him in a position to use it. We allow him to actually get his victim in his sights. And then...
Then?
Hopkirk brought the gun round to face Mrs. Peel. He pulled the trigger.
Then he has a fine photograph to commemorate the occasion.
Oh, I see. A camera gun.
Correct. It helps the client to get a great deal out of his system, and no one gets hurt. I can't tell you the number of mothers-in-law who've been harmlessly disposed of in this way.
I see. Now, Mr. Hopkirk, if I could know a bit more about your clients.
Clients?
Yes. Vincent East, for instance. I understand he is a client of yours.
Mrs. Peel, I regret that I am unable to discuss individuals. The ethics of my business, you understand. My lips are sealed.
Oh, but surely...
No. I must insist. It would be a betrayal.
Well, thank you anyway. Goodbye.
It's been a pleasure, Mrs. Peel. And if you should ever wish to join QQF, a fantasy, perhaps?
Thank you, Mr. Hopkirk, but I haven't yet exhausted reality. Goodbye.
As Mrs. Peel made her way out of one exit, a harem girl, working as an usherette, showed Vincent East in through another draped archway. Hopkirk immediately stepped forward.
Ah, Mr. Vincent, are we ready for our third fantasy? In a very nice, murderous mood? Today, I hope,
In the health centre, some time later, Mr. Arcady was having his neck massaged by a very attractive young blonde.
A little lower down, more to the right shoulder. That's it. That's beautiful. Now, you pass the telephone, please.
The girl left. Arcady put through a call. The girl resumed the massage. Arcady eventually got through.
QQF. May I speak, please, to Mr. Vincent East? Thank you. Yes, that feels easier. Now the left shoulder. That's it. Oh, hello, Vincent. Bad news. Bernie has not returned. It's over an hour. Well, of course I know what it means. It's an awful blow, I know. But you will have to kill Hopkirk. Goodbye.
Mrs. Peel returned to John Steed's apartment and this time found him at home. Steed had changed his clothes, but his mood still remained gloomy.
Mrs. Peel, we're getting nowhere fast. Westcott, Reed, the man behind the settee.
And poor old Bumble. Where the devil does the honey fit in?
Down if I know. I went through all the jars in George Reed's cupboard, and there's nothing concealed in any of them.
Yet honey's got something to do with it.
Well, it's a sticky business altogether.
I mean, there must be a link somewhere. Why else would George Reed have sent you a jar?
I don't know, but one thing's for certain. Reed and Westcott weren't killed for jars of honey.
And then there's the QQF.
Yes, quite fantastic. We both had a go, and neither of us got very far there, did we? Now, why Ronnie signed on there came as a bit of a surprise. I can understand the harem bit, the other. To want to be that is a fantasy in itself.
Harem?
Yes, the part of the fantasy that Ronnie ordered.
Harem? Wait a minute. Bumble said something about the Bahrainian embassy. He made a delivery there. Bahrainian embassy harem.
Bahrainian embassy harem. 2 agents dead.
Mm-hmm.
You thinking what I'm thinking, Mrs. Peel?
Where's the newspaper, Steve?
There, on the side table. No chance to read it yet.
I'll get it. Gin prices to rise sharply. Mother won't like that.
Radio serial disturbing influence. I'm not mad about that either.
Here we are. Strict security arrangements at the Bahrainian embassy. Crown Prince Ali arrives today. Steed? Hopkirk told me he often had to dream up an assassination.
Come on, Mrs. Peel.
And in the Arabian room at QQF, Hopkirk was not only holding the floor, he was pacing it.
Now, Mr. Vincent, let us rehearse it just once again.
Oh, if you insist.
Now, I am the Crown Prince Ali, and you, the murderer, are concealed, say, here. Now, come along.
Oh, very well.
You don't sound very enthusiastic, and we must have enthusiasm. Now, I am perhaps enjoying a quiet smoke.
Hopkirk picked up a hookah and began to draw the smoke through the long, flexible tube. The water in the bowl of the vase bubbled gently.
Now, you have not revealed yourself yet. The moment of surprise has yet to come. You hold your gun at the ready. The gun, Vincent. The gun on the table.
Vincent picked up the camera gun, and when Hopkirk half turned away, placed it back on the table and took a real gun from his belt.
Now then, choose your moment. And well. Then up you pop. Now.
Right.
No, man. You're not putting enough into it. You won't get any satisfaction out of your fantasy unless you put something into it. Think murderously. Lift the gun a little bit higher. Your whole expression is too bland, too unconvincing for words. You wouldn't frighten a fly off the wall. Now fix me with your eye and think to yourself, I am going to kill him. I am going to kill him. Much better. Much more realistic.
Vincent didn't even look at Hopkirk. He moved swiftly to the table and picked up the top file.
QQF Incorporated. Fantasy number 3. Subject, assassination of the Crown Prince Ali of Bahrain. Thank you, Mr. Hopkirk. Thank you for planning it all so nicely. Don't worry. I'll see it's all carried out to the letter.
John Steed and Emma Peel had held a council of war in Steed's apartment, trying to work out not who had committed 3 murders, but why. It wasn't until they'd pooled their knowledge regarding their separate visits to quite fantastic ink that they suddenly had an idea. The Crown Prince Ali of Bahrain was visiting Britain, and strict security precautions were being taken to protect him. Emma Peel remembered that Hopkirk of QQF had told her he's often had the task of planning several fantasy assassinations for the relief of tension of several of his clients. Steed and Mrs. Peel had looked at each other, and without saying a word, agreed it was time to pay another visit to Mr. Ponsonby Hopkirk. They made good time to number 10 Beaver Street, but by the time they got into the Arabian room, Vincent had gone, and Hopkirk lay on the floor, dying.
Gently now, gently.
Fantastic. Quite fantastic.
Steed, look at this file on the table. QQF Fantasy number 3. Subject, the assassination of Crown Prince Ali of Bahrain. And the file is empty.
Hopkirk.
No good.
Hopkirk, this fantasy, the murder of Prince Ali. Now, when's it to take place?
Tomorrow. Tomorrow night.
But how, Hopkirk? How? I've got to stop it. Tell me how.
Too late. The plan's been taken. It's already underway. It's too late to stop it now. Just too late.
Back in Steed's apartment, Steed mixed a hefty drink. You're getting as bad as Mother, Steed.
Cheers, Steed.
Cheers. Although at the moment there's really not much to cheer about, is there, Mrs. Peel? What are we going to do?
Well, why don't you just go to the Crown Prince and tell him there's going to be an attempt on his life tomorrow?
Oh, I can't do that.
Well, it seems simple enough.
Well, look what it says here in the newspaper. You know why he's come over here?
To sign over the oil concessions in our favor.
Exactly. In return for which we will give his country full military protection.
Well?
Well, what faith will he have in our military protection if we admit that we can't protect him, one man, right here in our own country?
Oh, point taken, Steed.
It could ruin the whole deal. He'd take his business elsewhere. No, we'll have to be more subtle. Think something out.
I wonder what Hopkirk planned. Steed, do you think the killer will use a gun?
Gun, knife. Yes, remember that ornamental dagger? It does all seem to fit in.
Or poison.
Why poison?
Well, I was thinking about those wretched jars of honey. They've got to fit in somewhere, too. They're important somehow.
Well, whatever method the would-be murderer employs, he's got to get close enough to use it.
And one thing's certain. Prince Ali won't step outside the embassy once he's in there.
I agree. That means the killer's got to be smuggled in. Well, that's it, the major difficulty. He has got to get into the embassy somehow. And so have I.
The reception hall of the Bahrainian embassy is large, opulent, and beautifully furnished in a Middle Eastern style. A gong crashed out. Along the corridor hurried a large man wearing traditional Arab robes. He approached a dais in the hall and prostrated himself on a large cushion.
I crave pardon for this intrusion, Your Majesty.
What is it, Grand Vizier?
An effendi from the British government, most high and gracious one. He begs to be admitted to your most high, illustrious presence.
Is he to be trusted?
His credentials have been checked once, twice, thrice times over, O High One. His person has been searched for offensive weapons. I, who am only a speck upon the camel's back, a lowly, ignorant toad in all-seeing eyes, think he can be trusted.
Then admit him.
At once, Master of Wisdom, with all speed.
The vizier waddled out and whispered to John Steed.
You enter with the head bowed. Do not speak until His Highness addresses you. Advance with head bowed.
Steed nodded and was ushered into the presence.
Effendi Steed, Your Majesty.
Now, what is your business, Mr. Steed?
A social call, Your Highness. I'm with the Ministry of Eastern Affairs. We merely wish to ensure that Your Majesty is enjoying his stay in this country.
Thank you. You may gaze upon the royal features.
Steed raised his head and looked at an extremely nice-looking young fellow of 30, boyishly handsome, dressed in flowing robes and traditional headcloth.
On behalf of my peoples and my country, I, Ali Belshazzar Moham Gabar, Crown Prince of Bahrain, defender of the faith, soother of all souls, lighter of dark corners, maker of men's destiny, fountain of wisdom, welcome thee. Vizier, you may retire.
Yes, so great one.
The vizier backed carefully through the curtains. The prince got up from the dais and said,
That's got rid of him, thank heavens. Do you play cricket, Mr. Steed?
Oh, well, yes, I do, but...
Bowler or batsman?
Well, a bit of an all-rounder, Your Majesty.
Oh, jolly good.
The prince tossed aside his traditional robes and appeared dressed as an ordinary young Englishman in white slacks and an open-neck shirt.
Henry?
Your Highness.
The guard at the door snapped to attention.
Set up the wicket and get over to the far door to keep an eye out for the jolly old Grand Vizier. He's one of the old school, you know, Mr. Steed. Bit of a stickler for tradition.
The prince reached behind the throne and produced a cricket bat and ball.
Harold, Herbert, take up fielding positions.
2 guards leapt forward at the command. The prince tossed the ball to Steed and took his place at the wicket.
Right. Send him down good and fast, Steed. Come on, that's a royal command from the Fountain of Wisdom and all that stuff.
Oh, very well, Your Highness.
Steed shrugged his shoulders, paced away to the end of the hall, and started to bowl.
That's the style. Keep 'em coming, keep 'em coming.
While Steed was playing cricket with the Crown Prince, Mr. Arkady, the curiously healthy Turkish gentleman, was in the health centre again. He was lying on a slab under a sunray lamp and wearing nothing but dark glasses. Vincent entered.
I have been reading the QQF's plan. I have no doubt that if we follow the instructions as laid down, you will penetrate the security of the Bahrainian embassy, and it will all work out very smoothly. Half-Kirk certainly knows his business.
Knew his business?
Quite. As you say, knew. Are you ready to go?
Yes, Mr. Arkady. I've overlooked nothing, except the payoff.
Arkady regarded him distastefully through his dark glasses and picked up a towel. He unrolled it and revealed a pile of notes. Vincent picked up the pile eagerly, then reacted amazed. The notes had been neatly cut in halves. Arkady gently retained one half with an elegant finger.
Half now, and the other half when the job is done. Those were the agreed terms.
Yes, but when you said half, I thought you meant... I expected half the amount.
We must try to trust one another, my dear Vincent. We really must. Now, take your time about the job. A sure aim. And one nice big bang.
John Steed had to admit that Prince Ali was a far better batsman than he was a bowler.
Yeah, I think a break for tea is clearly indicated. You would like some tea, Mr. Steed?
Oh, thank you, Your Highness. Yes, I would.
You summoned, oh great and high one.
I certainly did. Tea, Vizier, for myself and my guests.
Instantly, Your Highness.
The Vizier clapped his fleshy hands, and instantly the curtains parted. 2 heavily veiled harem girls appeared through the drapes, carrying trays of tea and various things to eat.
Well, I've heard of instant refreshments, but that really is service.
Oh, we don't stand any laxity, you know, Steve. These are a couple of my wives, by the way.
Oh, really?
Number 4 and number... let's take a closer look at... number 33. Charming girl. Cost me a bag of salt and 4 goats. I've got lots more out the back.
Goats?
Wives. Matter of status, you see, having a lot of them. Vizier, how many wives at the last count?
239, Your Mighty One.
I should think you would have to be mighty, too, with that lot.
I see your eyes flashing at the prospect, Mr. Steed. But did you stop to consider that a man with 239 wives also acquires 239 mothers-in-law?
That's a very sobering thought.
Well, then, here are hot scones. What would you like with them? A little goat's cream? Papyrus jelly?
You haven't had any honey, have you?
Honey? I loathe the stuff. Vizier, honey for Mr. Steed. And make sure you taste everything on the trays before we eat. I'm sorry to insist on this, Mr. Steed, but you see, so many people want to kill me. Would you believe that?
John Steed had managed to obtain the necessary credentials to get him into the Bahrainian embassy. There, the atmosphere of strictly orthodox Arabian behavior had been shattered when Crown Prince Ali, a personable young man with an English accent, had insisted on playing cricket in the large reception hall. Steed was finding the visit extremely pleasant, and when tea was served, he noted that the security precautions covered death by poisoning.
Right, Vizier. I shall have a little of that, 2 of those, a cup of lemon tea, and some gooseberry jam on one of the hot scones.
Yes, Your Highness.
Well, hurry up and taste the lot.
Immediately, oh great and powerful one.
The great and powerful one is also the hungry one.
Steed watched with interest as the Grand Vizier moved round the trays, sipping tea and crunching biscuits, sucking a spoonful of gooseberry jam.
No discomfort?
None, Your Majesty.
Not even the slightest twinge?
No, O gracious one. The food is pure enough for the devourer of evil to consume.
The devourer of evil has no wish to devour evil. That's the whole point of the exercise. The Grand Vizier tastes everything for me, Mr. Steed.
So I observe.
There's always some nut trying to pop me off. Have to be extremely careful. Why, only last year we discovered that 2 of my cooks were members of the Pale Mauve May movement.
Oh, indeed. What steps did you take?
Oh, I liberated them for good. But come, Mr. Steed, what about you? Tea?
Thank you, yes. 2 lumps.
But you haven't got your honey.
Well, it really isn't important. I think I'd prefer the gooseberry jam. Please don't bother. This looks fine. You say you loathe honey, Your Highness.
Oh, can't bear it. Never touch it. Far too sweet for my taste. My wives, though, they love it. All of them.
Ah, is that so?
Yes, yes. No idea how much they eat. 239 tummies to fill is a devil of a lot. Had to order loads of honey while I'm here.
Ah, and you order best British honey, of course.
Of course.
From B. Bumble and Company, of course?
Of course. Yes, that's right. 40 jars of the stuff. A whole truckload.
I see. 40 jars? 1 truckload?
Oh, they weren't small jars like the gooseberry jam. They were special. Prince-sized jars. More like the ones round the walls.
The prince indicated with a wave of his hand an enormous Ali Baba-type jar standing in the corner.
40 man-sized jars. May I see them?
Impossible. They're all in there.
Again, the prince gestured with an elegant wave of his hand, this time towards a draped doorway flanked by burly guards. Steed got to his feet.
Well, surely your Highness won't mind if I have a quick look.
But as Steed moved forward, the 2 guards at the entrance jumped to attention and slammed their scimitars across the doorway, barring the entrance.
You can't go in there, Steed. No man can, except me. That is my harem.
Shortly after this, Steed admitted defeat and went home. Mrs. Peel was waiting for him. He outlined his ideas to her.
Well, it's clear enough, Mrs. Peel. It's the old Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves plot again. It's a typical Ponsonby Hopkirk fantasy. He was always kinky about the Arabian Nights. This one's right up his street.
Could be.
I'm sure of it.
Well, what do we do now?
Well, I bought you a present. Like to try it on?
Steed reached into his coat pocket and withdrew an Eastern yashmak. He held it over the lower half of Mrs. Peel's face.
Yes. Oh, it suits you.
No, Steed.
Brings out the colour of your eye.
I said no.
But, Mrs. Peel, only a woman has any hope of getting into the prince's harem.
I absolutely and positively refuse.
Now, look, that's where the killer is hiding, I'm sure of it. It's the QQF-suggested fantasy plot. The assassin is concealed in one of those 40 jars. The rest are all honey, but one has a killer concealed in it. Now, look, I can't get in there, and you can.
No, Steed. I'm not joining anyone's harem.
The prince is quite good-looking, young, attractive, and rich.
I don't care if he's Paul Newman. The answer's still no.
Well, but if Prince Ali is murdered and you have to go through the rest of your life thinking, if only I had agreed to help.
Now, see, that's not fair. That's blackmail, and I... All right. Tell me the worst.
Well, the prince has invited me to dinner tonight.
And you are taking another guest along?
Well, not a guest, exactly. Tell me, Mrs. Peel, what size do you take in puff trousers?
Later that day, in the health centre, Arkady, the Turk, had finished bathing and was dressing for dinner. His manservant was helping him into a large corset, lacing it around Arkady's middle.
Oh, no. The last lace hole. Try now.
Yes, sir. I not wish to hurt you.
Oh, when I say go. Oh, that is it. Oh, it's very good.
Very good. Very slim. Very beautiful.
Thank you. I think so, too. Yeah, the cummerbund.
The pistol in the cummerbund, sir.
No, I regret. I will be unable to smuggle it in. The search will be rigorous. That's it. Now, the coat?
Yes, sir.
That is good. I must hurry now. It will not do to be late for the prince's dinner party. His first dinner party. And his last. Vincent will see to that. Yes, it should be quite a night. Quite a night.
reception hall at the Bahrainian embassy had been prepared for a sumptuous feast. The prince, clad in resplendent ceremonial robes, was seated on a cushion at the head of the feast. John Steed, in black tie, was seated next to him. The Grand Vizier was kept busy introducing the guests.
I'm extremely flattered to be asked to your dinner party and be allowed such a place of honor, Your Highness.
It's my pleasure, old boy. I haven't met anyone in this country who bowls leg breaks as well as you do. These things are important, you know.
Don't you think so? Has the Grand Vizier tasted all this food?
Well, of course.
No wonder he's putting on weight.
Allow me to offer you this delicacy. Mountain rat's tails in aspic.
Well, actually, I'm trying to give them up. A habit forming.
Your Highness, you may be allowed to present my compliments.
Arcady, nice to see you again.
Oh, it was most gracious of you to invite me, sir. I trust Your Highness is in excellent health.
Indeed I am. Oh, Mr. Steed, may I present Mr. Arcady?
Mr. Steed, I'm delighted to know.
Mr. Steed is a rival of yours, Arcady. He's from the British government.
Oh, then congratulations. You beat us to it.
Oh?
The oil concessions.
My country hopes to obtain them in exchange for our military protection.
Oh, I understand. Your Highness, as this feast seems to have satisfied the inner man, might I be allowed to provide a little entertainment to follow it?
Oh, by all means, Mr. Steed. Be seated, Arcady. Continue, Mr. Steed.
Thank you. Very well.
Steed rose and made a gesture to one of the guards, who struck the gong.
Your Highness, with your permission, may I present to you and your guests the Star of the East, Emma.
The curtains parted, and Mrs. Peel, heavily veiled and dressed as a harem dancer, snaked into the room to the accompaniment of suitable music. The prince leaned forward with interest as Mrs. Peel began to dance, removing one veil after another. After 4 down and 3 to go, Steed muttered,
Not bad, Mrs. Peel.
Not bad? She's splendid. I am pleased. Well pleased.
The prince leaned forward and licked his lips as the dance ended.
6 veils. I counted only 6 veils. There's still one more.
Well, she was poorly educated, alas, she cannot count.
I would speak to this woman.
Oh, certainly. Emma, over here, please.
Yes, master.
Just say, we don't want to offend the offended.
Mrs. Peel stepped forward. The prince gestured to his side. Mrs. Peel sat down between him and Steed.
A shy one, eh? Not much to say.
Retarded. Definitely retarded.
Mrs. Peel shot Steed a look over her yashmak that made the death of 1,000 knives appear a compliment.
I offer 12 goats for this woman. It's a great deal to offer, but I have taken a fancy to her. I will buy her from you.
Yeah, but Your Highness, I couldn't possibly. I mean...
It seems, Your Highness, that the British have no respect for your wishes. Now, if it were my government that were so requested...
I was about to say that I couldn't possibly accept anything. No, goats, not even the smallest nanny. If you like her, she's yours. I give her to you. You can put her into your harem at any time.
Steed is a 5-letter word.
John Steed had discovered the method to be used in the attempt upon the life of Crown Prince Ali of Bahrain. The late Mr. Ponsonby Hopkirk of QQF Inc. had worked it all out. The plan was based on the famous story of Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. The killer was to be smuggled into the Bahrainian embassy in a large honey jar. 40 of these jars had been delivered and deposited in the prince's harem. One of them contained the assassin. As no man other than the prince was allowed into the harem, Steed had coerced and tricked Mrs. Peel into joining the prince's 130-odd wives. Mrs. Peel, thrust through the door of the harem, wasn't very pleased with John Steed.
If I ever get my talons on Steed, he's going to have scars to show for quite some time. So this is how they do it, do they?
Mrs. Peel walked down what was virtually a corridor of little draped cubicles. Above these cubicles were small, tastefully engraved plaques.
Sharon? Mona? Ruth? Oh, dear. All we need to come across now is a duty roster.
Mrs. Peel walked the length of the corridor and, opening another small door, found herself in a large storeroom.
Storeroom. This is more like it. Large ornamental jars.
Approaching the jars cautiously, Mrs. Peel inspected them.
Bumble's best honey keeps your strength up. Well, let's see what it contains. Honey, all right. Well, if there's a man hidden in there, I don't fancy his chances. 1 down, 39 to go.
In the main reception hall, the dinner party was over. The guests had left, and only John Steed and Arcady were seated on cushions near the prince. Steed was working hard.
Oh, very amusing, Mr. Steed. Very amusing, old boy.
Another drink, Your Highness, and please tell me more about your camels.
I fear we are detaining, Your Highness. Your Highness must be extremely tired. Your first reception, you must be anxious to retire.
Oh, yes, as a matter of fact,
Come, the evening is young, and all this is so entertaining.
There is entertainment and entertainment, Steve, eh?
Yes, well, before we take our leave, may I be allowed to offer Your Highness a small gift?
Steed produced a small portable tape recording machine and placed it next to the prince.
Just press the button, Your Highness.
Oh, like this?
Strokes it into the covers, and Carew feels there's no run.
Ah, cricket.
216 for 5. Cricket. 80 runs behind. And Gibbs again into bowl to close.
It's a full commentary of the last test match.
That is kind, most kind. We're pleased to accept, Mr. Steed. Do you play cricket, Mr. Arcady?
No, alas, no, I don't.
Oh, it's the most pleasant of games.
Actually, this is a double tape. You press this button on the other side, and it plays the second track, like this. It's specially recorded for you, Your Highness.
Oh, very nice. Makes me quite homesick.
But you carry your home with you wherever you go, Your Highness. Your whole entourage awaits you.
Oh, yes, you are right, Arcady.
The prince switched off the recorder and yawned once again.
Oh, I fear you're right, Arcady. I am rather tired.
In that case, we ask permission to withdraw.
Yes, I think I'll cut along now.
But this excellent liqueur isn't half finished yet.
Oh, no need for you to rush off. The two of you can stay and get better acquainted. It's been a very pleasant evening. Thanks.
The prince made for the door of his harem. Steed moved after him.
But Your Majesty, Sir!
The prince disappeared inside. The door closed. The guards barred Steed's way with crossed scimitars. You're on your own now, Mrs. Peel. At that particular moment, Mrs. Peel, having worked her way through inspecting half the stone jars, was searching yet another.
Empty. So Steed was right. Let's see. Yes, breathing holes drilled into the earthenware. So the killer is in the harem. Loose. In here at the moment, but where?
Emma, little star of the east.
Oh, no. Now for it.
Your prince is here. Your prince is here.
If the assassin's waiting, he couldn't be given a better chance.
Prince is waiting. Princey's waiting for his Emma. Princey Wincy's coming to get you.
Oh, Princey Wincy will get a sick ear if he tries anything on.
Mrs. Peel ducked into one of the cubicles, one that bore the name Miffy, number 238. The harem girl lay back on a lace coverlet. She was bound and gagged.
So he's around here somewhere.
Emma, my patience is running thin. Show yourself, woman. That is a command.
Mrs. Peel stepped out into the corridor.
Emma, my eastern star.
The prince held out his arms. Mrs. Peel, looking beyond him, saw an arm stretched out from the drapes of another cubicle. She rushed forward, knocking the prince flying. Mrs. Peel grabbed at the gun arm and yanked Vincent out into the corridor like a ball from a cannon. She hurled him into the stone jars. Mrs. Peel, following through, rushing after Vincent. The prince picked himself up and watched in horrified amazement as Vincent snatched a scimitar from the wall.
Right. It's about time I settle things with you once and for all.
Vincent advanced on the helpless Mrs. Peel. Mrs. Peel kicked a honey jar over and rolled it at him. It tripped Vincent and gave Mrs. Peel time to snatch another scimitar from the wall. They fought. The prince winced as Vincent slashed out at Mrs. Peel. Mrs. Peel sidestepped and gave a powerful sweep with her scimitar. Crashed into Vincent's, knocking it from his hand. Mrs. Peel stepped forward and, placing the point of her sword at Vincent's throat, forced him back against the stone wall.
Right. Start talking. Who's behind all this? Come on, talk.
It was Arcady. Arcady's idea. Arcady's the man you want.
Say that louder. Loud enough for everyone to hear. Come on.
Steed and Arcady were still in the reception room. They'd heard the terrific noise from within the harem, and then the voice.
It was Arcady. Arcady's the man you want. He planned to kill the prince. I'll prove it.
Steed looked at Arcady, who made for the exit. Steed grabbed him.
No, you don't.
Steed got hold of Arcady's evening jacket by the sleeves. Arcady merely slipped out of the coat and legged it for the exit just as Mrs. Peel, having stopped only to lay out Vincent with the flat of her scimitar, appeared from the harem.
Steed, where's Arcady?
Gone. There's no great rush. I know where to find him. Look at this appointment slip in his pocket. Read it.
QQF Inc., Fantasy number 4, subject, escape of Arcady from pursuing agents. Come on.
My friend, I don't know what this is all about, but clearly you've saved my life. Anything I have is yours. My jewels, my horses.
No, really.
My favorite wife.
Oh, well, in that case...
Oh, come on, Steed. You can't have me and a favorite wife.
In the QQF, Arcady ransacked the drawers of the desks and searched all the filing cabinets, spilling papers all over the place. Eventually, he found what he was looking for.
A forged passport and an airplane ticket just in time.
Just too late.
What?
Arcady swung round, gun at the ready, but Mrs. Peel, who was standing quite close, holding the trick Aladdin's lamp, merely smiled sweetly and gave the lamp a rub. Arcady recoiled with surprise, and through the smoke haze, John Steed appeared with his umbrella. He swung it up quite high and brought it down on the back of Arcady's neck.
Nicely timed, Steed. You were...
Mrs. Peel broke off, peered through the haze. Steed had disappeared. Mrs. Peel looked down at the floor. There was a pause. And then the sound of Steed's umbrella banging beneath.
Hey, Mrs. Peel, get me out of here! Get me out of here!
Quite fantastic.
Some days later, sitting on the carpet in Steed's apartment.
Well, Prince Ali signed the oil treaty.
It's amazing. After all, we didn't succeed in keeping the murder attempt from him, did we?
Yes, the top brass weren't too pleased about it, actually. We got a firm lecture.
Oh, well. It was bound to happen someday. I always knew we'd end up on the carpet.
Ah, but if you're with me, it's always a magic carpet, Mrs. Peel. Goat's milk or champagne?